This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is made possible by Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected since 1934. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton. When it comes to real estate, there's no substitute for local knowledge. Shelton Highclimbers Football Booster Club, benefiting players in the Shelton High School football program by raising funds, organizing volunteers, and building community support. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Good evening and welcome to Highline Memorial Field on the campus of Highline High School in Burien, Washington. Tonight, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, continues coverage of high school football as the Highline Pirates host the Shelton Highclimbers. My name is Dedrick, Allan. Gerry will be joining me later in the broadcast. Both teams are coming off wins last week. Shelton beat Black Hills 36-6, while Highline knocked off Lindbergh 42-6. The Highclimbers are 3-4 on the season, tied for third in the Evergreen Conference with a 3-2 conference record. The Pirates have a 6-1 overall record, 5-0 in the King Co 2A, and alone at the top of those standings. Shelton's wins are over Centralia, Rochester, and Black Hills. The Climbers' losses were to Tumwater, WF West, White River, and Gig Harbor. Highline has won their last 5 games. The Pirates also beat Foster 51-6, Sammamish 58-14, Evergreen of Seattle 48-14, Renton 62-8, and Kent Meridian 50-7. Highline's loss was 27-21 to Mercer Island. No record of these teams playing in the last 20 years, so coming up, we talk with Shelton coach Mark Smith. It's non-conference football. The Shelton Highclimbers at the Highline Pirates. Game kicks off at 7 on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Scene 103, take 1.
I have been 100% into getting vaccinated, and then I asked you, and you hesitated.
Yeah.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
I feel like even if I were to catch it, my body is strong enough to fight it off.
What if you're one of those cases and you end up in the hospital?
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of.
The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, proud to be supporters of Highclimber football. Their commitment to Shelton and Mason County is unmatched. If you know anybody that needs to sell or buy real estate, reach out to the Conklin team. They will be honored to help. When it comes to real estate, there is no substitute for local knowledge. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, 360-426-4401. That's 360-426-4401. Welcome back to Highline Memorial Field. Dedrick Allan here. It is now time to talk with the coach. Wednesday, I had a phone conversation with Shelton football coach Mark Smith.
Coach, good outcome Friday night against Black Hills. Let's talk about that game from your point of view.
from a global perspective of everything, senior night, we had our youth football junior climbers night. We had all those young kids in the stadium and their parents, and from that standpoint, really happy for those seniors, really happy to get to build some relationships with those younger kids and those coaches and kind of get that community feel back into the stadium. So thought that was really, really good. The game itself, it's one of those games, you look at the score and you think good things, but, those penalties are just continuing to add up, and they kind of take the fun out of it as a head football coach. I told the refs that I was canceling their Christmas cards. I asked them if they needed another pencil because they had to be running out of lead. I tried to let them know that, listen, it doesn't need to be like this. And it was both sides. It wasn't just one side, but, it is what it is. We just got to it's something that we continue to address, and we got to get better at and get more discipline with the penalties. As far as our performance, defensively, I thought we did a pretty good job all game long, except for coming out of the locker room at halftime. We gave up that one drive. Offensively, I think we lost our focus in some critical down situations in the first half, and we got stopped a couple times. But we had a lot of adversity once again into this one. We had no kicker, so we had to go for two all the time. Found out about that, on Friday, so we had no kicker, we had no punter. I thought Mason did a really good job punting the ball. So a lot of guys stepped up. We're starting to develop some depth there in our program because of some of the issues that we've had, and just kind of really proud of the kids that they grinded through that game. They fought through the penalties, they fought through the mistakes, and at the end of the day, there was no doubt in the outcome of who the better football team was.
When you look at the standings as it is now, and we talked about it last week, but this game was kind of what solidified you in the standings?
So what this last game did for us is it secured a spot in the play-in game.
Okay.
So in the Evergreen 2A League, the way it works is it goes by wins, and it only goes by wins, league wins. And you don't worry about winning percentage, you don't worry about losses, you worry about league wins. The team that has the most league wins gets the number 1 seed. Second place team with league wins gets 2 seed. Third in the league with the most wins gets 3rd seed, and fourth in the league gets the 4th seed. We get 4 seeds into the play-in game. So it solidified us into the play-in game. We win all the tiebreakers that anybody that could tie us for the 4th seed. What it really comes down to is next week against Aberdeen is going to be the determining factor whether we go in as the 4 seed or the 3 seed.
Okay.
And it's vice versa. So the winner of that game is the 3 seed. The loser of that game is the 4 seed.
Okay.
And that's a play-in game to get into the field of 16.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have a break from conference play. This week you travel to Highline. They're 6-1. They seem to be able to score some points.
Yeah, they're the second highest scoring team in 2A. I think they're averaging 47 points a game behind North Kitsap, who's I think averaging 52 or something like that points a game. So, we got our hands cut out for us, hands full, and a job cut out for us this week with Highline, especially defensively. They've got a lot of speed, and they have it in the backfield and they have it out wide. So, they got 4 or 5 guys that can go. They can put the ball and go the distance anytime. So we got to do a really good job of pursuit. We got to do a really good job of tackling in space. The one thing that if I were to say that we're going to try to get after the quarterback a little bit because he's a freshman. And if we can get to him and rattle his cage a little bit, hopefully that'll slow him down a little bit offensively. Defensively, they're kind of like chaos. They only put one guy on film, and we looked at the last 3 games, and they only put their hand down with one guy has their hand down on the defensive line. So 10 guys are standing up, moving kind of all around the place, and one guy's got their hand down. And so it's kind of like chaos, right? You can't say there's going to be a 3 technique, there's going to be a 1 technique, there's going to be 2 defensive ends, there's going to be a 4-2, there's going to be a 3-4. You know, you can't say that. And it's working for them. You know, it's working for them. You know, obviously they're 6-1. Then they play 1 safety about 20 yards deep, and then they play in-your-face man coverage across the board on your receivers. So, you know, a little different. You know, we're going to try to put them in a phone booth and, you know, play inside those tackles and see if we can win up front. You know, that's kind of my game plan going into this one.
Your personnel-wise, missing a kicker last week, a couple other guys were out, but you started to get your key players back, and you could see the difference on the field. What about this week? Are some of the guys that were missing last week going to be able to return?
Yeah, we'll have Dante Trikoff back this week. We'll still be without John Michael. And then we'll see how some of our other issues come through. You never know, right? I say that here today on Wednesday at 10:09 on October 20th. But the world that we live in today, something could change tomorrow and Friday, or even the rest of the day today, and things could go haywire in a hurry. So, you know, it's a day-by-day operation.
Okay. Other injuries, anybody coming back from injury that was injured earlier in the season?
Matai Sam, number 7, he's got a foot issue we're dealing with. He probably will not play, and he's coming off of quarantine as well. But that's about it. Everything else is just pretty much nicks and bruises and things like that. Mario Foxley has a fractured metacarpal in his top of his hand. But he's got a cast on it already, and he's been practicing and playing, and he'll play. But, you know, this time of year, you know, you get into late fall in a 10-game season, you know, there's going to be some of that. You know, we've been pretty good, knock on wood. We haven't had any season-ending type deals. So, you know, we got to keep staying the course, keep lifting every day, keep training, and keep practicing right, stay off the ground, get our kids healthy to Friday night. That's the key as a football coach. Keep the team as healthy as possible Friday night. And whatever happens on that night happens, right?
That's High Climber head football coach Mark Smith as his team gets ready to take on one of the highest scoring teams in 2A, Highline. Kickoff is coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is the only source for live high school sports broadcasts in Mason County. Join us every week this school year for another exciting game. If you want to be part of future broadcasts, contact Mason Web TV right now and become a community broadcast partner. A simple phone call, text, or email can put you in the next broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal Fiber Internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR. Then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV. Restart or replay shows you've missed and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Mason Health is partnering with Curative to provide no-cost shallow nasal COVID-19 testing. A testing kiosk is located outside 237 Professional Way in Shelton. Kiosk hours are 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays. Testing is available by walk-up or appointment. Test results are delivered electronically within 24 to 48 hours. Schedule an appointment at curative.com. You can find a link in the upper left-hand corner of masonwebtv.com. If you have any questions about COVID-19, symptoms, vaccines, or testing, please contact your provider's office.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
Well, welcome back to Highline Memorial Stadium, not just field, but stadium here in Burien, Washington. Dedrick, Allan, and Gerry Apple.
Hi, Dedrick. How you doing?
Good, Gerry. We're in a little different position. You can actually see my head because we're shooting through glass. You can see my head in the reflection over here. I'll wave to everybody. Hey, we've got got this protected glass with the wire in it. It's a very interesting thing to look through, Gerry. But we're about here between the 30 and 40, which is a little better than we were in Tumwater. So I got to put props to that. And we're up higher, so we get a good look at the field. Anything you want to add, Gerry?
Well, right now it's 52 degrees here. We're really close to the airport.
Yeah.
I would say probably a mile away.
Oh, it's less than that, I would think. I don't know.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, that's to our left. So, and that would be to the west. And you can hear them every once in a while. It's going to be kind of a silent broadcast because I don't have a way to get a crowd mic in. So it'll be a little bit quiet. It's just me and Gerry. And occasionally you might be able to hear a plane take off or land.
Yeah.
And that will be that noise. And again, that's to the left on your screen.
Doesn't seem like too much of a wind.
Not at the moment. Flag's a little okay. We can barely see the flag from where we are.
Yeah.
It's hooked down to the left and at the corner of the field.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting spot that we're in. I mean, I like the fact that we're so high up.
I do too.
It is. I can't say that it'll be very warm tonight for us because there is. I would say it's open air because there's these vents above our heads. We're covered, so if it starts to rain, it will at least stay dry.
Yeah, I think there's a 40% chance of rain, but I think it's going to hold off. This is homecoming night for Highline.
Right, and senior recognition. We counted, 13 seniors on the Highline team. They got recognized just a few moments ago below us. And when we're talking below us, we're talking below us. I'm going to bring the camera down to see where we are. See, we're talking below us, folks. That's right below us. And here come the high climbers, by the way. Good timing, like I planned that or anything. As the high climbers take the field.
We're almost not quite to the nosebleed section yet.
Yeah, well, close enough. But we're not complaining at all. It was quite a hike to get up here too. I was out of breath before I got to the first rung.
Yeah, I was too.
Then still a little bit more to go. We had to wait for Gerry because he was lagging behind here.
I was carrying all the stuff, everybody.
Yeah, sure. You believe that one? My wife knows better. Well, we're here for a non-conference football game. This should be very interesting. The Highline just flying by everybody in their 2A KingCo. KingCo is historically one of the better leagues in the state.
And they're 5-0, aren't they, in league?
5-0 in league and 6-1 on the season. Their loss was to Mercer Island. And,
Mercer Island's a 4A, isn't it? 3A?
I think they're 3A.
Yeah.
I didn't really go that far into my research, Gerry. That's a good question.
I think it's 3A.
I think it's 3A. It's an island, so it can only go so far.
Now, who are some of the other teams in this league with Highline? I know Interlake is.
Interlake is probably their toughest opponent, and they get to face them next week. Part of their league, you have, if I can get to my sheet here, Evergreen, Sammamish, Renton, Foster, I think, was in there as well. Yeah, Foster.
Yeah, Foster. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's an interesting. I know Foster's had some pretty good teams from time to time over the years. Camp Meridian has been a powerhouse from time to time as well. Renton, they've fielded some pretty decent teams over the years as well. So it's not a give me conference at all. And then you look at the Kingco 3A, which is the Bellevue's, the O'Days. Eastside Catholic, I believe, is in that league as well. I mean, it's just that's
it's
quite
loaded. It's loaded.
It's where you want to aspire to beat. Because I can remember we did years ago the Shelton Bellevue game up there
we did.
at Bellevue.
At Bellevue.
Yeah, and there was a lot of controversy over why would it be held in Bellevue, because they didn't technically have covered stands. Because I think the regulation is artificial turf and covered seats. And at that time there is a cover, but it's not really a cover at Bellevue, and there was a lot of confusion. But at that time, Shelton had the grass turf. And that was the reason why they had to play it in Shelton. And that was John Willis behind the mic, you and me just kind of helping him out.
Yeah, John was such a wonderful person. I mean, he is a wonderful person. And he sure had the voice to be as an announcer. I
also believe that Jack Stark was involved in that broadcast as
Yeah,
well.
Jack was,
I remember way back then in those radio days, as we say. And now we're on the internet and we're talking video. Well, we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with, I'm hoping the coin toss and get this game underway here from Burien in Highline Memorial Stadium. We'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
We all depend on them for medical emergencies, to keep our highways safe, and to get back on the road. And emergency responders depend on us to watch for them, to slow down and move over. We do it for the people out there taking the risks while helping others, and the people who care about them, because most of us agree that we all share a responsibility for safety on our roads.
Kids will be kids, which just goes to say kids will be curious. They get into everything. If there's a loaded firearm in the house, they could get their hands on that too. Keeping firearms locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition in a place inaccessible to kids can help keep your loved ones safe from family fire. Safe gun storage saves lives.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events, connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources, and connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
And we're back here at Highline Memorial Stadium. Go ahead, Gerry.
Yeah, Shelton is going to be receiving the kickoff, and I believe Highline deferred.
I think that's what I thought. I glanced up and saw. So, the Highclimbers will get the ball first. And we didn't mention this is homecoming and senior night for the Pirates in their purple and gold. Those are Husky colors, Gerry.
Yeah.
And And the Highclimbers will be in their white jerseys, black pants, and black numbers. Well, their Road Warrior uniforms is what they're called. It's something.
I'd like to recognize our two captains,
okay.
Both seniors, number 44, Ryan Bakowitz, and number 57, Jack Clements.
Good. I'm glad you threw that in there because that was in my head as I was rolling through. They've added a couple more minutes to the pregame clock. I'm going to have the national anthem. And since we can't really hear it from where we are, we'll take another break. We'll be back with the kickoff of this ball game. Highline and Shelton next. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is the only source for live high school sports broadcasts in Mason County. Join us every week this school year for another exciting game. If you want to be part of future broadcasts, contact Mason Web TV right now and become a community broadcast partner. A simple phone call, text, or email can put you in the next broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR. Then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV. Restart or replay shows you've missed and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Hello everyone, I'm Father Dwayne and this is St. David of Wales Episcopal Church in Shelton. I'm glad that you're seeing us right here, right now, but please tune in on Sunday mornings at 10:30 for a live stream service. I certainly welcome you to join together with us for worship.
We're just moments away from the kickoff here at Highline Memorial Stadium. Dedrick, Allan, and Gerry Apple on the calls, as Jeff Slickey always says, on the calls for tonight in this broadcast. As I mentioned, the Highline Pirates, got a bar right in my little that I have to work around to look through, are in the purple with gold, and the Highclimbers in their white and black uniforms. And it looks like Haskins and it looks like Stewart. Nope, actually, what was it? It's not Solonic, it's Shalonic. Back deep for the Highclimbers. Shalonic on the near side and Haskins on the far side. I could be wrong. That is actually, no, that's Elton. I'm sorry. I thought it was a 32. It was a 22. So I got it teed up at the 40 right in front of us. And I'm trying to see who is the kicker. It's number 11. That's Evan Kinney. He's got it teed up for the Pirates. Getting ready to get this game underway. Here's a run up and the kick. It's high, and Jelinek will take it at the 6. Runs straight up the middle. Good return, Gerry. He's still on his feet, crossing the 40, and cut down in a pile there. And about right at the 40.
Yeah, he picked it up at about the 11-yard line. And
the 11? Okay.
So he brought it back 29 yards. Nice return.
The Highclimbers will start out first and 10 on their own 40-yard line. And Goose will go out of the gun to start things off, send two receivers wide to the near side. It's like Trikoff and Menifee. Everybody shifts around in the backfield, and they're going to get a flag. And likely a false start at this point. Got Fuller in the backfield behind Goose, who will actually go to the pistol. And there's going to be some discussion on whether that actually was a penalty or not. I don't think it was. Now they are going to call it a false start. Wow, not a good start for the Highclimbers. You know, Gerry, I just noticed something. That down marker on the far side, it's lit up.
Yeah.
That makes it easier to see.
That's unusual.
Yeah, it is unusual. It must be new technology. So 1st and 15 from the 35 now are the Highclimbers. Same formation. Everybody will shift around again. And out of the pistol goes Goose. Turn around and hand it off to Fuller. Fuller, big hole around the left side. He'll get across the 45 to the 47. Wow, 12-yard pickup right there. Boom. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And actually, it's going to be 13-yard pickup, Jerry. They put it up at the 48.
Okay.
They'll reverse the sides of the field. Out of the gun goes Goose. Quick snap and another handoff to Fuller. Lost the ball, and there's a scramble for it. Pirates say they have it. The Highclimbers are still fighting for it. Everybody's pointing in the direction of their team. Who do the guys in the striped shirts say? It'll be 3rd down. After the fumble, the Highclimbers retain possession. Ball just scored it out of there. Here comes the hammer package, Jerry. Soski, Ellerton, and Haskins come on. Fuller and Goose will go off. So 3rd down, and it looks like 3 from the 47. So a loss after that fumble. So the hammer package. Soski will run the show from the gun. High snap, puts it down, pulls it down. He's going to run, trying to find some running room, nowhere to go. And he's still fighting, but the forward progress will be, well, looks like they're going to give him only a loss of 1. That brings it 4th down. Here comes Tyrell Stewart to boot it away for the Highclimbers. So that fumble kind of came up and bit the Highclimbers.
Yeah, because that first carry was really nice. 13-yard carry.
So here's Stewart with a nice punt under pressure. That'll be picked up at the 15. Nice little move there. Return to the 30, 35, where he's dropped down, and that's, I believe that's Mackay Piper. Number 2 on the return.
22-yard return.
So they'll spot it at the 36, 1st and 10 for the Pirates. We're discussing who would be the QB. We heard it was a freshman, and it looks like it is, and that'll be Ronan Rasmussen. Rasmussen, there we go. Yeah, I do need more light in here, Jerry.
Yeah, it's a little difficult.
Yeah. Said, Jerry, could you turn that light on? He turned the light on, and it wasn't much better. A little bit of light. I can step over here to my left. Maybe I can see better. It'll be a pistol formation for the Pirates. Rasmussen has 3 outs. Turn around, hand it off. And turning it up to the 41 and on that cross to the 42. And the ball carrier is 29. And that is
6 yards?
Yeah, it's Jermaine Matthews on the carry. That's assuming that our rosters are correct, Jerry. So 2nd down, and it looks like 4 from the 42 for the Pirates. Pull out a little bit here, not that far. All right, out of the pistol again. Turn around, hand it off, and again, it is Matthews. And a good tackle. And who had it there with the tackle, number 43 for the Highclimbers?
No gain.
And I don't have a 43. How do I not have a 43 on the Highclimber lineup, Jerry?
No, we do.
Interesting. So it's 3rd down, and it looks like, well, 5 from the 41. And we do have, well, not an injury, but somebody needed to tie their shoe.
So a loss of 1 on the play.
So here we go again. Out of the gun this time goes Rasmussen. A receiver on each side. And back beside him. Long count. And he'll step out. The back is Clay, number 4. 3rd and 5 from the 41. High snap, handled well. Freshman will launch it into the middle. He's got it complete and dropped right at the 45. And the receiver looks like number, is that a 5? So Jordan Jackson on the reception.
A gain of 4 on the play.
Brings up 4th and 1 from the 45. So they'll go 3 wide this time out of the gun. Turn on, hand it off again, and dropped short. I don't think he got anywhere. And again, that was 4 on the carry of Clay. And that'll be over on downs to the Highclimbers at the 45, and a good defensive stop for the Highclimbers here early. See if they can get their offense in gear. So 1st and 10 for the Highclimbers on the 45, on the Highline 45. So Goose back in there out of the pistol. Actually, it'll be Fuller in the backfield. 2 receivers far side. Should be Trykoff and Menifee. Turn around, hand off to Fuller. Fuller up the middle with a couple of yards, maybe 3. Depends on where they spot it.
See where they marked it.
Looks like it'll be 2.5.
Yeah.
So 2nd and, we'll call it 8.
Yeah.
Now they're going to move it up. They're going to give him 3 on the carry. So
Okay,
it's the
we'll do
2nd
that.
and 7. Again, out of the pistol. And 2 receivers on the far side. And the shift is on. And it shifts into a gun. Hand off to Fuller. Working around the right side. Trying to cut it up. And he manages to slip by a couple of tacklers. And got a yard to the 46. Brings up 3rd and 6. $7:35 to go and counting on the first quarter clock. No score.
Yeah, Jaden Fuller so far has carried the ball 3 times for 16 yards.
Trykoff, the wide out below us. Menifee in the slot. Out of the gun goes Goose. Back to pass. He'll dump it off to Fuller. Fuller on the swing pass, trying to work his way upfield. Gets another 3 yards, maybe 2, to the 39. So it brings up 4th down. Trying the left side of the left side this time on the run. 7 minutes and 4th, and they're going to call it 4 at the 39. Climbers are going to go for it. Taking a little too much time here in the huddle. And this is actually going to be the handoff to Ellington. Ellington gets the first down. He's still driving his legs. Oh, boy, Jerry, look at this. Inside the 30. Wow. That's a 10-yard pickup, Jerry. Actually, an 11-yard pickup to the 28. Bradley Ellington just working his feet. He was stopped short, Jerry. He was stopped short, and he just kept working, and he pushed the pile for another 7 yards.
Well, we've been very impressed with Fuller and Ellington on their second effort all season.
Stay with the hammer package. Sosky gets the snap, fakes the handoff, comes to this side now. Trying to turn it up. Oh, breaks a tackle inside the 20 now are the Climbers. There's these little, I don't even know what they are on the field down there, Jerry. It's like some sort of cover on something. There's a couple of them around. They kind of look like they're flags. Do we have a penalty on the play? We do have a penalty on the play. Okay. So that's going to come back, Jerry. Back. It's going to be a hold, I believe, back at the 30.
And that negates a really nice run by Safi?
Yeah, Sosky.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, it is a hold. So that'll march him back 12, actually, because of the spot foul.
Yeah, Sosky had about a 9-yard run there, close to a first down, and then we got that holding penalty, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see those flags with this turf. Out of the gun will go Goose this time. He's got 2 receivers below us. That's Trykoff and Menifee. And then they'll shift over onto the pistol. Oh, no, and another false start this time. Yikes. Wow, they're going the wrong way, Jerry, after a great defensive stop on a pretty solid offense.
Yeah, that's the 3rd penalty for a total of 20 yards so far for the Highclimbers.
So that moves the ball all the way back to the 46. First down markers all the way up at the 18. So 1st and 28 for the Highclimbers. Out of the pistol goes Goose. Still 2 receivers below. And they'll shift over. And out of the gun goes Goose. Looks over the field. He'll step up, and he's got a lot of running room, but he's going to be run out of bounds. Driven out of bounds, actually, by Clay.
Doesn't look like he gained any yards on that.
It does not. Had some running room there. It'll be 2nd and 28. And Officially, now they lost one, Gerry.
Lost one, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, maybe.
Back to the 47, so it's going to be second down and 29 now. He's going to go out of the gun again. Oh, actually, it's going to be pistol. Trykoff just out of shot at the bottom of the screen. Menifee in the slot. And Trykoff's going to go in motion. Turn around, fake the handoff, back to pass on the rollout. Goes Goose. He'll dump it off to Makowitz. Makowitz up the sidelines, cuts it up the middle. Got to about the 34 before he's driven back. Forward progress with a big pickup. And I'm looking, there's a flag in the backfield again, Gerry, way back here.
And that's too bad. That was a 13-yard pass play to Makowitz. But we'll see what the call is.
Let's get the ref here in the shot. I didn't even see the call.
Most likely it's holding.
I would think so, or it was where the flag was thrown. We're going to say an illegal man downfield. That's only a 5-yard penalty, though.
Well.
So if there's a break on anything, that's a break and a penalty. But
yeah.
Still, the penalties are starting to rack up, and that puts the ball back. Where's the ball?
So we don't know what the call was, or do we?
About illegal man downfield.
Okay, thank you.
So the ball is back to the 48 of the Highclimbers. And that makes it second down and 34. And go 4 wide in an empty backfield. Goose out of the gun. Actually 5 wide, excuse me. He'll throw it off, and there should be a flag on that, and a push-off is incomplete as Trykoff and the defender got tangled up, and I think Trykoff went to the turf, and I think that'll be obviously a pass interference and a 15-yard penalty.
From the spot of the foul?
Nah, it shouldn't be spot, I don't think. I think it's from the line of scrimmage.
Okay. Thanks for the clarification. Let's see what happens.
Spot's only in the NFL, I believe.
Okay.
Where's he going here? Yeah, it's pass interference. And they'll mark out the 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up a second down. And looks like about almost 20, Gerry. I can call it 19 officially on the board. Hash mark near side.
First penalty on Highline.
And again, they're going to go 5 wide. You've got Cordova, Soski on this side. Menifee, Chalnick, and Trykoff on the far side. So it is going to be officially 19 yards for first down, and the second down. Ball is spotted at the 37. Again, the first down marker is up at the 18. And what is the delay here? I guess we got to get referees in position here. So 5 wide for the Highclimbers. 3 far, 2 near, and an empty backfield for Goose out of the gun. Cordova off, out of shot below us. Back to pass goes Goose. He'll throw near side to Trykoff. It's complete. Got some blockers ahead of him. Fight his way to the 30. And a 7-yard pickup. So that'll bring up third down and 12.
Second catch for the Highclimbers. 2 for 2 for Mason Goose.
So it's 5 wide. They're staying with it. Cordova wide below us. Back to pass again is Goose. He pumps and goes, and it's intercepted. Just overthrew the intended target, and I believe that was Shalnick. And the interception is by number 2, and that's Micah Piper.
And that's the first turnover of the game.
So the Pirates will take over on the 23-yard line, 1st and 10 for Highline. No score, 4:23 to go, first quarter. We're right above the student body for Highline. Can't even see them from where we are, Gerry.
Yeah, I know.
We have a good, I'm going to say good crowd because of the distance and the traffic, and there's probably 20 people over on the visitor side. Maybe more like 30.
Yeah, I would say about 30 people probably from the Shelton side, on the Shelton side.
Well, the marker says 4th down. Wait a minute. Yeah, it should be 1st down. I think the marker, yeah, we got to change that. And then we got flags flying everywhere. And I think it'll be on the Pirates as a false start. Somebody needs to tell the
well,
guy.
It's interesting. The score clock says 1st down.
And the marker on the sideline says 4th. We know it's 1st down. It's not going to be 1st down and 15. They just need to change that lit up marker. If I have time, maybe I'll get a shot of it in there. So they're going to set the chain. Oh, he's going to get it right. There we go.
Got it.
He got it right. All right. It makes it great for us because we can clearly see the down marker. So 1st and 15, ball back at the 18-yard line. Has a little delayed handoff, and the Highclimbers are right there with the running back, and that is Mackay Piper, number 3. And here's a...
Menifee for sure was on the tackle. I'm trying to think. There was a couple other Highclimbers there, and I didn't quite catch who.
They were swarming to the ball, Jerry.
Yeah, there was at least 3 on the tackle.
So it makes up 2nd and 15. No gain on the carry. Clock is running at 4 minutes to go, 1st quarter. 2 receivers to the near side out of the gun. Goes Rasmussen, hand it off again. And nice tackle in the open field. And that is going to be who? This is Jolnick with the tackle. Lost back at the 13-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
Who was the ball carrier?
Number 4, Clay.
Thank you.
He's been a pretty speedster out there. And the times that he's touched the ball, and they're going to go 3 wide this time. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Clay the back in the backfield, back to pass. Out of the gun, and down he goes. What a defensive stand there. Who was that? Number 99.
And he's holding his arm.
Blaze Andrews comes out, and and that's not good.
No. But, yeah, Blaze was on the tackle there.
And that'll be 4th down and 3:03 to go, 1st quarter. And we have a downed Pirate as well, holding his leg out. I think that's probably going to be a Charlie horse. Usually what happens here. We get a little, we forget about the fact that just because it's moist in the air does not mean we don't have to hydrate, Jerry. And it happens a lot. They're stretching him out right now.
Yeah.
And the bigger concern for the Highclimbers is Blaze Andrews.
Yes.
I don't know.
And he made a nice tackle.
He did a great job getting in there. And I don't see where he is right there on the sidelines.
Yeah, I see him. He's right on by the bench, and he's walking away.
Okay, I see
from the
him now.
bench.
Okay.
Yep, there he is. He's going to the 10th area there.
Which is where the training staff is.
Yeah.
The training staff that the Highclimbers brought with them. So it'll be 4th down and 26. Ball back at the 7-yard line for the Pirates. And in his end zone, I can't see who that is, Jerry. Is that still 11?
It is number 11.
Yeah, it's Evan Kinney. He'll do the punting. Ellerton back at the 40 to receive the kick. And late arriving is Jermaine Matthews.
And they'll be punting from what, the 8-yard line?
7, looks like.
7-yard line?
Wind the clock. They haven't got it started yet. They're waiting for them to wind the clock. They keep indicating, wind the clock. Come on, wind the clock. There it goes. And then they finally get another guy out there. And that's Charles Brown. Gets in the lineup. He'll be one of the sprinters wide, far side. Okay, so it's 4th down and a 26 is what they say. A little bit of pressure. Ball is, oh no, oh boy.
Looks like it's recovered.
Yeah, it's recovered, and 2 hands on that ball is number 36 for the Highclimbers, and that is Cameron Heising. Being in the right place at the right time, because that was a fair catch, and it just went right through Ellerton's hands and rolled right over to Heising.
Yeah, 35-yard punt. But of course, no return.
Highclimbers will start out on the 42-yard line of Highline. 1st and 10, out of the pistol goes Goose. Trikoff and Menifee the near side of the wideouts, and they shift in again to the pistol. Turn around, hand it off to Fuller. Fuller, a lot of running room. Look at that hole. Fuller still on his feet, straight up the middle to about the 23-yard line.
19-yard run.
And no flags, I don't think. What a big burst, first down to the 23.
And that's the longest run of the game for the Highclimbers.
And we have a timeout by Highline Pirates.
Yep.
So something we would like to talk about is the Shelton Highclimber Football Booster Club. Primary source of funds is through their banner program. Businesses, or anyone for that matter, can purchase a banner sponsoring the football program. Banners can be purchased through SheltonHighclimbersFootball.com. And you're probably wondering, where do they spend the money?
Well, they spend the money. They provide meals for the away games.
Right, for like tonight.
Yep. They also provide equipment, buy equipment for the team.
Whatever the coach needs.
Yep, whatever the coach needs. And, of course, they will pay for the bus drivers' meals.
Right.
And when you get a chance to go to a football game,
yep, first and 10 for the Highclimbers from the 23 of Highline. Out of the pistol, they shift. Turn around, hand it out to Fuller. Fuller, big hole up the middle for a while. Closed quickly. He got up to the 20, maybe to the 19. Depends on where they spotted. They'll spot it to the 19. That'll be a 4-yard pickup. Second down and 6 coming. This formation that we had, this shifting, has got the Pirates a little bit confused, Jerry.
Yeah.
Because you were setting your offense to the formation that's there, and then they shift.
Yeah, Fuller's having quite a game.
Out of the gun again is the starting formation. Makowitz the up back, Fuller beside Goose. Out of the gun. 2 receivers bunched to the far side. Turn around, take the snap, and Fuller just met right there by Mackay Piper. Just big old hug right there, no gain. So third down. And well, let's see, let's say third down and 7 from the 19, so no real gain there, Jerry.
Yeah, 6 carries so far for 39 yards for Fuller.
Minute 40 to go, first quarter, no score. Highclimbers in the red zone, knocking on the door here. Climbers do have their place kicker back, so this should be in the range of Kaiser. If they don't make it, we'll see what happens. Out of the pistol goes Goose. Fakes the handoff on the rollout near side. Throws, and it's caught.
Trykov?
Was it Trykov? It was Trykov. And I didn't get it in shot because they... And that should be a first down and goal. From the 5, it looks like.
Yeah, 14-yard pass to Trykov.
Before. So here comes the hammer package for the Climbers. I'm going to have to check on this, but number 43, I think it's got to be Brad Tiller. Hosowski hands it off to Elton. Big hole in the middle, and he's trying to keep his feet, trying to still power. He's still going. They're going to finally get him forward progress stopped after about a yard. You just can't grab the guy. You got to bring him down.
Yeah.
You got to bring him down. He's proven that in a lot of the games. So second and goal from, they're staying the 3. So I'll give him a yard on that. Very hard fought yard. Again, out of the hammer. Well, hammer package. Everybody shifts around. Now, this was confusing for Black Hills last week. Tiller straight up the middle, and he'll score off the direct snap. Number 43, that's got to be Brad Tiller, Jerry.
Yep.
Touchdown for the Climbers, and the Climbers have a 6-0.
Yeah, 3-yard touchdown run by Tiller, number 43.
Wearing 43, he's been wearing 54 all season, but that's linebacker number, isn't it, Jerry? Instead of 43, which is a...
It is a linebacker number.
Yeah, he is actually doing the tight end thing. So Kaiser on to kick the point after. 34 seconds to go, first quarter. 6-0, snap down, ball up, splits the uprights. He sent that into the apartments next door, Jerry. And it's 7-0 early on with 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Wow. Impressive defensive stop, Jerry. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, Shelton has held Highline on the last 2 Highline possessions. Good defense so far for the Shelton Highclimbers. I'm very impressed. I mean, they've pretty well bottlenecked Highline tonight.
So far, it's 7-0, 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Skip the wait at Mason Health's walk-in clinic. Conveniently reserve your appointment through the Mason General website. That's masongeneral.com/clinic/WIC. You can find a link on masonwebtv.com. Just look for the skip the wait ad in the upper right-hand corner. Thought I'd throw that out there as we had a moment here. So Kaiser will tee it up at the 40. And let's see who's back deep for the Pirates. It looks like, let's see. I think both the Pipers are back there. Micah and Mackay. And we're waiting for the run up here. Here's the kick. High. Kind of short, taken at the 16. And good tackle right there by Makowitz. And the return man was Mackay Piper. Or no, that's a 5, not a 3. That's a 5. That's Jordan Jackson.
Yeah, Mason Goose has thrown 4 times, completed 3. We have 4 first downs. Highlight does not have a first down yet. So that's telling you something. This is their 3rd drive, or their 3rd possession.
Yeah, and they'll start out on their own 27. 1st and 10, 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. Trailing now, 7-0. Rasmussen will bring him out from the sidelines. Go out of the gun. Looks like Clay in the backfield with him. 2 receivers wide to the near side. It's Micah Piper. And I can't see who the slot guy is, Gerry. Oh, bobble snap picked up by Clay. Clay squirts out of there like a shotgun there, Gerry, getting up to the 31. He just picked it up. The snap was low. Rasmussen dropped it to the turf, and Clay grabs it and takes off. And
yeah, he got a 4-yard gain.
Yeah,
he made something out of nothing.
Yeah, literally nothing. And that'll be a 2nd and 6 from the 31. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Highclimbers lead early, 7-0. We'll be right back with the second quarter on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, proud to be supporters of Highclimber football. Their commitment to Shelton and Mason County is unmatched. If you know anybody that needs to sell or buy real estate, reach out to the Conklin team. They will be honored to help. When it comes to real estate, there is no substitute for local knowledge. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, 360-426-4401. That's 360-426-4401.
And we're back at Highline Memorial Stadium. 7-0, the Highclimbers with a early lead. And the Pirates have a 2nd and 6 from their own 31.
Yeah, the Shelton Highclimbers dominated that first quarter in many ways. The only thing that really hurt them was some penalties there at the beginning of the quarter. Outside of that, they've done a really nice job. We had a 29-yard return also I thought was pretty good by number 14, Lucas Schelenik.
So the Pirates will have a 2nd down and 6, as I mentioned, from their own 31. Rasmussen will go out of the gun. Looks like Mackay Piper in the backfield with him this time. He's got 3 wide, 2 to the short side, 1 to the long side. Snap is way off, and Rasmussen just falls on it, and they don't even have to touch him. And a loss all the way back to the 16. Wow.
15-yard loss.
Wow. Not a good start here, or not a good snap here. All the way back. They're going to call it forward progress at the 18, it looks like, Gerry.
Yeah. Well, there's been several poor snaps by Highline.
Some shuffling of players. When in my pregame interview with Coach Smith, he talked about the defense being chaotic, being under chaos. This offense looks a little out of sync and a little chaotic as well. As Rasmussen will go out of the gun. Back to pass. He'll throw near side, and that ball is off. And incomplete it goes, and it's 4th and long again. Intended, I believe, for Charles Brown.
Yeah, that was the second pass attempt by Rasmussen. He's completed 1 pass.
So it's 4th and still about 19 yards. Or, I'm sorry, 18 yards. No, it's 19 yards. Ball's back at the 18, and Ellerton will be back about the 50 to receive this punt. And Kinney will be punting from the 6. Another
bad
snap, and that is just nowhere to go. Oh, boy, look out. He's up the sidelines. Just push him out of bounds, guys. Wow. They almost had him back inside the 5, Gerry. And Kinney escaped and returns it to the 23, and that's where the Highclimbers are going to take over. Wow, that could have been, I mean, he had a lot of running room. So let's see here. Looks like Anthony Cincelli ran him out about
That was the longest run for Highline.
Oh, boy. So the Highclimbers take over on the 23, 1st and 10, and they'll shift out of the pistol, or back out to the pistol, and fall over the handoff. He'll dance his way and fight his way inside the 15. Wow. Fuller just having just some holes, or he's seeing the holes really well tonight so far.
Yeah, he is, and that was an 8-yard run.
So 2nd down and 2. You want to spot it right at the 15. Fuller again, up the middle. Yeah, I think he might have got the 1st down, Gerry.
It's going to be close.
Let's see what the indication is.
Let's see if they give it to him. Looks like they might measure.
If so, that would be our first measurement of the season, Gerry. I think he's going to be just short.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
But either way, they're going to the hammer package, the Highclimbers. Well, wait a minute. That's a 1st down, Gerry. I changed my, that little yellow line is the 13-yard line.
Yeah, it was just short.
I'm thinking they got it. We don't have a measurement here.
Yep, they're going to measure it.
Yeah,
you're right.
Wow. I still think they got it. Let's see if we can zoom in here as I extend it. This will be our first measurement of the season. Oh, he is short. Does he get the nose of the... No, he got it by the nose.
Yeah.
He got it by the nose of the football. 1st down for the Highclimbers at the 13. Wow. I thought he was short.
2-yard gain, and that's the 5th 1st down for the Highclimbers.
The hammer package is out there for the Climbers. They have a 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Trying to see if we can get any closer here. Got a lot of space, but it's really kind of tight where we've got the camera set up. Soski out of the gun. Oh, boy, bad snap there. Soski will just slide on, grab that one, and that'll be back at the 28.
Unfortunately, that's about a 15-yard loss.
Pretty close, yeah. So, Highclimbers have a 2nd down and looks like 25 from the 28. Goose will go 5 wide again, empty backfield. It's Cordova, Soski, and Menifee. Outside in from the near side. Zolnick, and I believe that's got to be Trikoff inside out on the far side. Back to pass goes Goose. Goose looking around. He's got to run, and he'll run out of bounds after no gain. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd down and 25?
Yeah, they make it 3rd down and 24, so there would be a 1-yard gain there.
Okay.
Again, 5 wide and empty backfield for Mason, Goose, and company. Looks to the near side. It's going long. Ooh. Incomplete. It falls, and I didn't realize I got a pole in the way on that shot.
Yeah.
I thought I had a clear shot. I might have to adjust my camera here.
Yep. Mason's getting pretty good protection. He's having time to throw most of the night so far, so that's a good indication.
Okay, I think we're going to get a field goal attempt here, Gerry, because Kaiser's going to
set the tee down at the 35. And that will make it a 45-yard field goal attempt. Let's see what happens here. Waiting for the snap. Holder is Dudley. Snap a little low, handled well. Ball is not going to come close, Jerry.
Yeah.
I think he rushed it a little bit. That timing gets thrown off when you have a snap like that. So the Pirates hold after giving up the very short field, and the Highclimbers can't capitalize. So they'll take over on the 20. Are the Pirates. So 1st and 10 for Highline, 9:18 to go in the first half.
Yeah, Shelton's done very well so far on defense. They've held Highline all 3 possessions that they've had.
And they haven't had a first down, right?
I do not have a first down for them, and they've only thrown twice and completed 1. That's Highline.
So Rasmussen goes out of the gun. He's got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Didn't even notice he was there for a moment. Delayed handoff. And spinning nearly, give him 9 on the carry, number 29. That's Matthews.
And Matthews has been their leading ball carrier so far. He's got had 3 carries for 15 yards.
So 2nd and 1 for the Pirates from the 29. Out of the pistol this time. High snap, turn around, hand it off. Highclimbers are right there.
Let's see who gets the tackle.
Well, Andrews was in there, but he wasn't the guy who got the tackle, but he helped blow up that play, and I can't see who does it. Is it 59? That'd be Jeremy Gooley with a good defensive stop and that, or defensive play, and that brings it back to the 25, and that's 3rd down and 5. Highclimbers going blitz again. Nice catch on the pass, and he's got a blocker in front of him and a speedy man. I think he's going to score, Jerry. He does. And that was
75-yard pass play.
Micah Piper with the touchdown, and it's a 1-point game for the moment. .802 to go in the first half, 7-6, and it does look like camera's been a little pain today. Doesn't like the moist weather. And Evan Kinney on to kick the point after to tie the ball game. They can strike quickly, Jerry. We just saw an example of that. Looks like Highclimbers are going to take a page out of the Pirates playbook here, and everybody going to go from stand-up. Oh, they're going to fake it, and it's going to be a pass, and no. Incomplete on the faked point after, trying to get it, make it 2. So it's a 7-6 ball game, 8:02 to go in the first half. Got a good one so far. We'll be right back. So, Jerry, we just saw an example of how Highline can score so quickly.
Some fast people.
Yeah, fast speed and really accurate throw, and boom, 75 yards later.
Yeah, that was a third pass. That was a third pass thrown by Rasmussen. He's completed 2 of 3.
Oh, we have a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Shelton. I didn't even see a flag come off there.
I did not either, but it must have happened right after the 2-point attempt. PAT.
So the Yeah, so the Pirates will be kicking off from the Highclimber 45. So I would expect some sort of onside that attempt at this point. Let's see, is it Kenny doing the kicking? It is.
Yeah, you could be right. You could definitely be right.
We've got Clay out there. And it's a squibbler that will be taken at the 2. And this is, who is this on the return? I think
number 14.
Yeah, it is Chalnick returning it to the 36. He took it up at the 2, Jerry. That's a 34-yard return.
Yeah, very nice. And he's had 2 nice returns tonight. One for 29 and one for 34. Yeah, 34 yards.
Highclimbers start out on their own 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Shelton has done a nice job tonight on his returns.
So it looks like it's Stewart in the backfield with Goose out of the pistol. 2 receivers to the far side, handoff to Stewart, gets some running room, try to run over a guy, and he gets across the 40 to the 42. Working on the right side, Stewart just stood up there, but a good run.
Yeah. About 6 yards. Let's see where they mark it.
Yeah, gonna mark it at the 42, so let's say
6 yards.
6-yard pickup. Climbers are going to switch sides this time, send the receivers wide in the near side. Trykoff and Menifee out of the pistol with Stewart at the end, and they'll do the shift. Turn around, hand it off. Here's Stewart. Stewart hesitates, stutter steps, and gets a yard, looks like.
Let's see. Yeah, you're right. About a yard.
To the 43. 3rd and 3 coming for the Highclimbers. So the same formation. Goose out of the pistol. Stewart behind him and 2 receivers near side. Trykoff and Menifee. Play action this time is complete to Menifee. Menifee tried to make a move and no go there. Good defense by the Pirates.
See where they marked the forward progress.
There wasn't much forward progress there.
I don't think.
A loss of a yard and a half, maybe 2, back to the 41, and it brings a 4th down. And Stewart's on to punt.
Who was that pass thrown to?
Number 3.
Okay, thank you. Menifee, yeah.
Yeah, and back deep. It's going to be Micah Piper. Snap low. Stewart forced to rush a little bit. Gets off a pretty good one that's picked up right at the 30. And here's Piper. It's an 11-yard return across the 40 to the 41. Well, 42 is where they're going to stay. He ran out of bounds.
Yeah, 29-yard punt.
So 1st and 10 from there for the Pirates. Trailing by 1 with 6 minutes to go in half. So the Highclimbers need to be aware that the receivers are really speedy. And kind of stick them at the line, I would imagine. So Rasmussen will go out of the gun. He'll send a receiver to each side. And Clay in the backfield next to him. Oh, 2 receivers far side, excuse me. Little play action and a throw and catch, and busting in there to drop him down is Heising, and a loss of 2. Or 1, the loss of 1 back to the 41. Heising just busted in there on that play. So it'll bring 2nd and 11 on the 41. 5:35 to go in the half. 7-6 ball game here early. Pistol formation this time. 2 receivers the far side and a slot on the near side, and the man goes down motion out of the backfield. Rasmussen back to pass. He'll dump it to the middle. It's complete. And breaking a tackle, slipping one tackle, slipping another, and dropped across the 50. Right at the marker, Jerry. They're going to call it a 1st down. That was number 8. That's Adam Estrada with the reception and the 1st down run.
That's the first down.
So 1st and 10 from the Highclimber 48 are the Pirates. Approaching 5 minutes to go in the half. 1-point ball game. Highclimbers are with that 7-6 lead. Highline with the ball. Freshman will go out of the gun. Two receivers far side, one on the near side. Delayed handoff. And nice tackle on Clay.
33?
Yeah, 33, and that's Carter Whitney with a good tackle from behind after a 4-yard pickup to the 44. 2nd and 6.
Who caught it?
Number 4.
That's right.
Again out of the gun. High snap again, drop down and hand it off. And breaking a tackle. Here's Matthews fighting for trying to get, they're going to say forward progress, pretty much back to the 47.
So 43 and 58 were in on the tackle, and Blaze Andrews slowed him down.
So Andrews, 43, that's Tiller. Yeah. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 from the 46 are the Pirates. 3:45 to go in the half. 1-point lead for the Highclimbers. Highline trying to get back on the scoreboard. Out of the gun. A dropped snap there. Rasmussen will dump it off right below us and run out of bounds. Dudley with the tackle. The reception was by
Number 6.
Postlewaite. Marcus Postlewaite.
Gain of about 2 on that one, Dedrick.
Oh, sorry about the blurred shot here, folks. See if I can get it out of here. Let's go back. There we go. Dealing with these the safety glass here. It's 4th and looks like 8. Ball at the 46. And Highline's looks like they're gonna punt. Helleton standing at his 15. I wouldn't expect a punt in this situation, Jerry.
I didn't either.
And they're gonna get it off. Evans had a guy in his face. Fair catch called for by Ellerton. And the Highclimbers will start out on their own 17 with a 1st and 10.
Yeah, 29-yard punt.
3:25 to go in the half. Highclimbers with a 1-point lead, 7-6.
Mason is 4 for 6 so far, and we have 5 first downs so far for Shelton. Highline has only had 1 first down.
There was a flag thrown on the play, but they're going to say no penalty. They'll pick up that flag. So the Climbers will start out on their 17. I didn't even see this. See, this field is deceptive. You think it's kind of a nice green, but those flags do not stick out when they go down, Jerry.
Yeah, it is hard to see the
Plus
flags.
the reflection off the turf from the lights on the far side. Pistol formation. Fuller back in there at the back. He's behind Goose. 3 receivers far side. Menifee goes in motion. Hand it off to Fuller. Fuller bounces it outside. Tried to turn it upfield. Gets to the 20. Breaks a tackle. 25 and the 30s run out of bounds. Run out of bounds by Evan Kinney. And that's a first down run, Jerry.
Yeah.
And spotted at the 32.
Yeah, 15-yard return. 15-yard carry by Fuller.
3 receivers far side again. Pistol formation. Fuller behind Goose. Again, Menifee in motion. Snap a little off. Back to pass. Throws in the middle. It's complete to Schalenik. I'm sorry. I'm stuck with Trikoff in my mind for some reason, but it's Schalenik to the 40. And that'll be 2nd down and 2 from the 40.
8-yard pass.
Interesting little 3 receiver set here. Out of the gun will go Goose this time. Looks like Fuller's still in the backfield with him. Menifee again goes in motion. Oh, no. Boy. Menifee thought the snap would be right after he ran by, and McCabe kind of hits his helmet like, oh, my bad there. So that's a 5-yard penalty. March him back to the 35. So it makes it 2nd and 7 for the Highclimbers. stay with this 3-receiver set. Wind the clock with 2:40 to go. And a 1-point lead for the Climbers. Goose out of the gun. He's on the rollout, dumps it off, incomplete, intended for Menifee. He got hit as he threw.
Yeah, that time he did not have the protection.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 7 from the 35.
That's pretty well the first time he's been rushed tonight, or am I wrong? Seemed like
it might have been an overload blitz there.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice, and I can see the chaos that the Pirates bring. Still 3 receivers, and Menifee goes in motion again. Snap back. Back to pass goes Goose. Looks to the far side, looks to the near side. No one to throw it to. He's going to throw it again. He pumps it, and he'll run out of bounds. Brings it 4th down. And looks like he might have lost a yard, Jerry.
He had good protection, but it looks like all of his receivers were covered, so he had no choice but to run
on that
play.
The ball.
Yeah.
So Stewart's on to punt it back to the Pirates.
Yeah, loss of 1 on the play.
Micah Piper back to receive this punt from Stewart. Stewart waiting for the snap. Low. Gets it off. Gets a high punt that'll be picked up at the 20, or actually inside the 20. And here is Piper trying to get outside. Got a flag on the play.
Yeah.
He'll run out of bounds about the 38, and a flag at the end of that play as well. And it just hit one of the Climbers in the belly, or below the belt.
That was a nice
and
punt.
We've got 2 high climbers down, Jerry.
Yeah.
One on the sidelines, and one's just the sidelines about the 30, and one right where the second flag came in.
One of them is up. He is okay.
That's good.
That was a nice punt. 46 yards.
So
That's what I calculated.
Yeah, we have 2 flags on the play. One back.
And he's up also, so that's good news.
That's good news. Okay. And there's also a hat on the field, which means somebody ran out of bounds. So what do we have from our referee? Yeah, I think helmet-to-helmet contact on Highline.
Okay.
That's going to be refused. And a hold on Highline. And that will be probably, the helmet-to-helmet probably had to happen up by the 35. And the holding was inside the 30, and so that's the better yardage.
Yep.
It's a 10-yard penalty, and it puts the ball back at the 19.
So both flags went against Highline there. That was the 3rd penalty on Highline for a total of 25 yards so far.
So the Pirates will start on their own 19-yard line with the 1st and 10 and 2 minutes, 7 seconds to work. Trailing by a point here at
this
Highline
first half
Memorial
has
Stadium.
gone pretty quick, Dedrick.
He says that now. He probably jinxed the flag. He put the flag jinx out there. All right, so Rasmussen will go out of the gun. He's got 2 receivers wide to the near side. And looks like 1 to the far side. And a play action. Here's a rollout. Rasmussen nowhere to go, trying to make a move. He'll get a pass off. And boy, oh boy, bring him down, guys. Wow. Can Dudley track him down? And they does. That's, I believe, number 9, Charles Brown. He's out of bounds at the 35 of the High Climbers. Big play. And he's
46-yard pass play.
Is that a 9 or an 8 out there, Jerry? I cannot tell.
I think it was an 8.
It was an 8, so that's Adam Estrada. And they're working on his leg over there. Yeah, it is Estrada. You're right, Jerry. The font that they use, the Pirates use, is really difficult on that 9-8 combination. So we have a 1st and 10 at the 35 for the Pirates. It's the High Climber 45, or 35, excuse me.
Yeah, so far Highlight has had is completed 7 of 8 passes, and 2 of those have been for long. One's for 75 yards, and the other one's for 45.
They'll wind the clock. Out of the gun goes Rasmussen. And Actually, let's go out of the pistol. He's got 2 receivers to the far side and 2 standing up the end of the line on the near side. Guy in motion, the fly sweep. This is Piper. Piper tried to turn it upfield, and he's caught from behind by Chalnick and Makowitz at the 28.
7-yard carry by Piper.
So that'll be a 2nd and 3 coming for Highline. Out of the gun this time. 2 receivers to the far side, top of the screen. He'll throw. And it's just a little low, incomplete, intended for Mackay. That's Micah Piper, incomplete. So 3rd down and 3. Ball is at the 28 of the Highclimbers. 1:05 remain in the half. So pistol formation with the receiver near and 2 on the far side. High snap. And picking it up off the bounce is going to be Piper. That's Mackie Piper. And he is just swallowed up by Andrews and Jaden Ryder.
A loss of 8 on the play.
Brings up 4th down.
Boy, Andrews has been in on a lot of tackles tonight, or in on a lot of plays, or where he's forced people to slow down. Played a great game, and I'm glad to see he's back in the game because he went out one time, looked like he was hurt, but he looks good now.
So we have a timeout on the field. Oh, that's why this thing's moving. That was not tightened up. It's been a interesting little half for us here, Jerry, technically wise. So a 2nd timeout by the Pirates with 56 seconds remaining. And it will be 4th and 14 from the 39 for the Pirates, and it looks like they're going to go.
Well, they're definitely in 4th down territory.
So 2 receivers to the far side, top of the screen, 1 below us. And there goes Piper out of the backfield. Rasmussen goes long, got a guy there.
Ooh.
Just out of his reach, incomplete. Number 5, the intended target, that's Jordan Jackson.
27 on the coverage.
That's
that
Dudley.
Was Tobin.
Yeah,
Dudley.
Tobin Dudley. Highclimbers take over on their own 39 with a 1st down. Oh, they had to get away from the lighted down marker, Jerry. Got to the old style.
Yeah.
It wasn't working, I guess. Just noticed that. So Highclimbers take over with 51 seconds remaining in the half. They lead 7-6, and they are on their own 39. 3 receivers to the far side. Soski below us in the slot. Empty backfield. Actually, 2 receivers below us, sorry. Goose throws it complete to Trykov. Trykov gets a good block out there. Still on his feet to the 47.
Pickup of about 8 on that play.
Good fight there, and we have whistles blowing like crazy. I think we have a timeout on the field. We do. The Highclimbers take a timeout. 37 seconds remaining. Go ahead, Jerry.
That's the 3rd catch by Trykov tonight. So far, he's been the leading receiver for Mason Goose. And Mason has thrown 9 times and has completed 6.
Sorry, just continuing to adjust my equipment here. And I'm going to reset that play clock.
Well, it's been a good game.
Yeah.
They're
going to bring the time down to 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So 40 seconds remain in the half. 1 point lead for the Highclimbers. They have a 2nd and 3 from the 40. They're 47. Out of the gun goes Goose with an empty backfield. He's got Trykov, Shalnick, and Menifee on the far side. Cordova wide just at the bottom of the screen and near side, and Soski in the slot. So Goose is out of the gun. Kind of hard to see him there with the reflection off the field. Snap on target. Got some time. He's going to throw. and intended for Menifee. Menifee didn't expect it coming to him, and incomplete it falls.
Yeah, I think if he had caught it, he would have been out of bounds.
So he just let it go incomplete, so it brings up 3rd and 2 with 36 seconds remaining. Cordova, Soski, near side, Menifee, Chalnick, and Trykov. Goose back to pass. He throws it out. It's complete this time to Menifee. He got the first down into Highline territory at the 49. That was a really quick little hit there, Jerry.
Yeah, it was.
I thought there was some sort of motion going on there, a false start or something.
I did too. That's why I said, uh-oh.
That's what I was on the same page as you. It's 3 to the near side and 1 or 2 to the far side. Goose back to pass again. Got a little pressure, slips out of it, dumps it off complete. This is Trykov. Trykov working to the outside, got the first down at the 38. Steps out of bounds with 23 seconds remaining.
11-yard pass play to Dante Trykov. That's his fourth completed pass to Dante Trykov.
Goose again goes empty backfield. And we have a timeout by Highline. Give his guys a break, I think. So we'll step aside. We'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Mason is 8 for 12.
So 1st and 10 for Shelton. And out of the gun is Goose. He looked to the outside and then he threw it at the feet of a defender as Trykov got tripped up before he could get the pass. So that's an incomplete pass in 18 seconds now. 2nd and 10. From the 38 are the Climbers. Again, 3 wide near side, 2 to the far side. Empty backfield for Goose out of the gun. Back to pass. He's going to step up, run into his own guy, and then he'll throw it. And it is complete on the sidelines to Trykov, but we do have a flag in the backfield, Jerry.
Okay.
I think that's going to be a hold.
It was a nice job by Trykov of trying to keep that, keep his feet inside in play.
I think he got both feet down.
He did.
Yeah,
he did get both. They call that as a completed pass.
Right.
When we saw the flag.
With the flag, and it's coming back. 11 seconds remain in the half. We still haven't found seen a call here, but it's usually a hold, and the way that play developed, yep, it is a hold on the Climbers.
Yeah.
So that marches them back 10 yards. To the 49. They're 49 now, and that's going to be actually a loss of 13 on the play in the end. So say 2nd down and 24. Again, the 5 wide set, 3 near, 2 far. Gun formation. Goose, nowhere to go there. Throws one up for grabs. He was in the grasp. And they're going to call that incomplete. Who was the defender there? There's a flag down as well, and that was number 12 on the tackle. That's Kenny Jackson.
But he did, they did call him in the grasp?
I don't know. They got a flag on the play here. It might be, I don't know, intentional grounding or something.
Well, I don't think it is because there was a Shelton person
out
that area.
Oh, it's a hold on Highline.
Okay.
You get 5 seconds remaining in the half, and a 1-point lead for the High Climbers. And that should give them 5 yards, so put the ball up. Now there's going to be a timeout by the Climbers here.
What was interesting, he was in the grasp, almost in the grasp of one of the Highline players, but he was able to get the pass off because there was a player in that area that he threw it. And so there was no way they could call it intentional grounding,
Right.
I wouldn't think.
Right. Well, they got 10-yard penalty out of that. Puts the ball up at the 41 of the Pirates. And it's still second down, Jerry. But we have 5 seconds here. And a timeout by the Climbers. Probably to figure out what to do here in the last 5 seconds of this ball game and head to the locker room. The ultimate goal here is to put more points on the board.
Well, maybe a Hail Mary or throw it out to their speedsters.
We'll see what the Climbers are going to draw up this time. They're going to load over the far side, it looks like. They're going. No,
I'm going to say a swing pass out to number 23.
Yeah, Fuller in the backfield with Goose. Goes out of the gun. He's got 3 receivers at the far side. And everybody's out to run. Goose on the rollout near side. Looks downfield, sets his feet. He's going to launch for the end zone. Whistle goes out, and that's going to come up about 10 yards short of the end zone. And the half ends with the High Climbers up 7-6.
Well, I sure called that one wrong.
Yeah. Well, Jerry, that's why you don't coach. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with some halftime festivities here in Jerry Apple Stats as the High Climbers have a 1-point lead at the break.
I should have said Hail Mary. I don't
Yeah,
know
well,
why.
you got it right. Either way, it's okay, Jerry. We'll be back.
Skip the wait at Mason Health's walk-in clinic. Conveniently reserve your appointment through the Mason General website. That's masongeneral.com/clinic/WIC. You can find a link on masonwebtv.com. Just look for the Skip the Wait ad in the upper left-hand corner.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
This is a first responder, and same here. But did you know that these are first responders too? I just got hit! The towing industry is 15 times deadlier than all other private industries combined.
You see that?
You can change that by following the simple rule, slow down, move over.
It's the safe thing to do.
And
it's the law.
Make our freeways safer.
Slow down, move over.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal Fiber Internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, proud to be supporters of High Climber football. Their commitment to Shelton and Mason County is unmatched. If you know anybody that needs to sell or buy real estate, reach out to the Conklin team. They will be honored to help. When it comes to real estate, there is no substitute for local knowledge. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, 360-426-4401. That's 360-426-4401.
Halftime here at Highline Memorial Stadium. A 7-6 ball game. The Shelton Highclimbers have a 1-point lead after half a ball game here. And very impressed with the defense tonight so far for Shelton. It is homecoming here in Highline, so we have an extra long halftime period here as the band is being recognized. Also senior night as well. So it's a pretty busy night for Highline and the student body here, who are recognizing the senior band members. And there were 13 seniors on the football team, and there's comparable here on the band. So that's pretty impressive here for a 2A school in Burien. We'll take another timeout as Gerry's still working on his first half statistics. We have a 7-6 ball game, Shelton on top at the break here in Burien tonight. We'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is the only source for live high school sports broadcasts in Mason County. Join us every week this school year for another exciting game. If you want to be part of future broadcasts, contact Mason Web TV right now and become a community broadcast partner. A simple phone call, text, or email can put you in the next broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Scene 103, take one.
Taking my vaccine and staying safe. That's what you want me to believe. Of course. They're saying that the vaccine is 99% effective, right?
Where are you going with this?
What about the one dude?
I want you to get the vaccine because I care. I want you to be safe. If you was to die, man, that would literally kill me, man.
If it made you feel that way, bro, I'll probably do.
Love you, man. Love you too.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events, connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources, and connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
All right, we're back here at halftime. Highline Memorial Stadium in Burien. 7-6 ball game with the Shelton Highclimbers with a 1-point lead after a half. Gerry with the statistics.
Well, first, Highline had one first down. They were 6 for 10 in the passing game for a total of 127 yards. Highline had two nice catches or receptions, one for 75 yards, and that was by number 2, Micah Piper, and the other one was for 45 yards, and that was to Adam Estrada. So 6 for 10, 127 yards in the air. Now, Highline did not have much success on the ground. They had 15 carries for a total of 5 yards. So if you add the 5 yards on the ground with 127 yards in the air, they had a total of 132 yards in the first half. And the reason why they only got a positive 5 yards is we had several big losses created by the Highclimbers. And I was really impressed tonight by several of the defensive players for Shelton. Blaze Andrews is one that stuck out for me, as he always does. and we were able to get the quarterback twice for big losses, 15 and 4 yards. That is a minus 19 yards right there. The only big carry for Highline was when they had that bad snap, and it went over the kicker's head, number 11, and he was able to return it back and salvage a few yards for 15 yards. So he was actually the leading ball carrier on that bad snap. So
we don't mean to make fun of kickers at any point, but it's not something you expect. Go ahead, Gerry.
But the thing is, he did a nice job salvage a few yards. Now, Highline had one touchdown. They had a 75-yard touchdown run, a touchdown pass to number 2, like I said, Micah Piper. Now, they tried for the point after attempt, a 2-pointer, and it was no good. So that made it 7-6.
Right.
Okay, now let's look at the high climber statistics. They fared pretty well, I thought. Shelton had 8 first downs. Mason Goose completed 8 of 14 passes for 62 yards. His leading receiver was Dante Trikoff, who caught 4 passes, 1 for 7, 1 for 14, 1 for 8, and 1 for 11. Gabe Menifee caught 1 for 12. Luke Shalonik also caught a pass for 8 yards, and Jaden Fuller caught a pass for 3 yards. Now, so Mason Goose did pretty well, 8 for 14. Now, let's look at the running game for the High Climbers, and if we look at that, number 23, Fuller, Jaden Fuller, had 9 carries for 73 yards. He had several nice carries, 1 for 12, 1 for 19, 1 for 8, and 1 for 15. So he had a good game. The other person I noted was Bradley Ellerton. He had 2 carries for 18 yards, so he was the second leading ball carrier. So let's add up the 115 yards that the High Climbers had on the ground with the 62 yards in the air, and they had a total of 177. So you can see that I think Shelton dominated dominated statistically the ball game, except for the 2 big pass plays to the fast Highline receivers, one leading to a touchdown. Now, Shelton Tiller had a 3-yard touchdown run, and that made it 7-0. And the point after attempt was good by number 6, Brendan Kaiser. They did try a field goal attempt, but it was a long attempt.
Yeah, 45 yards.
And I think the snap wasn't quite there.
The snap was a little low. It throws off the timing. Kaiser did his best job to get it out there, but it came up short.
Yeah.
45 yards in
Yeah,
high school is...
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing field goal. So, Tiller scored the touchdown, lone touchdown for the High Climbers, and we go into the second half with the High Climbers up 7-6. I do want to make another note.
Sure.
Stewart has been doing pretty well on the punting, and Brendan Kaiser's been doing pretty well on the kickoffs. And I want to give out a salute to number 14, Lucas Shalonek. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right for the first time tonight. He had 2 really nice returns, 1 for 29 yards and 1 for 34. Nice job.
Yeah, we have to thank Daryl White for his...
Well, we hope, Daryl, I hope I got it right, okay?
He'll let us know. He'll let you know.
He'll let me know. I hope I'm right, but if I'm not, please forgive me.
Right.
Shelton had 7 penalties for 55 yards. Kind of hurt them there at first. They had about, 3 penalties in a row?
Right, and that was in that drive where they took over on the... inside the 20, and they ended up way back here near the 50 in the end because it just couldn't, just penalty after penalty after penalty, and it just wasn't something I'm sure the coaching staff, Shelton, is just pulling their hair out on these situations where you just you're not going. You have a great opportunity. You have a short field. You have an opportunity to go up, and you just can't capitalize.
Well, they kind of cleaned up that penalty situation in the second quarter. I mean, they did a lot better. So, a lot of good things tonight, High Climber fans. Pleased overall with the performance in the first half for Shelton.
So see what they can draw up in the second half. I mean, it's homecoming. You can see the homecoming court being announced here at Highline. We have almost, it's going to be like 10 minutes before we get back to playing time here.
You
Jerry.
mean I got 10 minutes to talk?
We can, but let's take another break. We'll be back.
I think that's a good idea.
We'll talk about some more stuff. It's halftime. The High Climbers have a 1-point lead after one half in Burien. We'll be right back.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Scene 103, take 1.
I have been 100% into getting vaccinated, and then I asked you, and you hesitated.
Yeah.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
I feel like even if I were to catch it, my body is strong enough to fight it off.
What if you're one of those cases and you end up in the hospital?
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of.
The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, proud to be supporters of High Climber football. Their commitment to Shelton and Mason County is unmatched. If you know anybody that needs to sell or buy real estate, reach out to the Conklin team. They will be honored to help. When it comes to real estate, there is no substitute for local knowledge. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, 360-426-4401. That's 360-426-4401.
All right, we're back here at Highline Memorial Stadium, halftime. Shelton with a 1-point lead, 7-6. And Gerry, we want to talk about the Shelton Highclimber Football Booster Club. We've talked about their the banners that you see along Wallace Neyland Boulevard as well as around Highclimber Stadium. And we talked about what they spend the money on when they, for the banners, the meals, the equipment, just about anything that's needed. But we have to send out a big thank you to them for the T-shirts that they gave us last week.
Boy, those were nice. Thank you so much, Shelton Booster Club, for the 2 T-shirts.
And their High Climbers Football Booster Club has an awesome website, SheltonHighclimbersFootball.com. You can find rosters, team records, fundraising opportunities and efforts, sponsorship opportunities, and information on the Booster Club's golf tournament, just to name a few things. That's Shelton High Climbers Football.
When did they hold that golf tournament?
You were going to ask me that, Gerry. I just knew it. It's got to be next summer or next spring.
Yeah.
Probably, I'm going to say April.
Okay.
But I don't know for sure. You can check out. That's a reason to go to the website to find out more about the booster and the golf tournament and what's coming up. And, Gerry asked me if I'd put on that T-shirt when I got into the car to come here, and I haven't yet. It's sitting at home, and I'm thinking I might just put it in a frame and put it on the wall.
Oh, nice.
That's
a thought. That's a real nice thought.
Although it would be nice to wear it around and have pride, but you look at me like that guy's not a football player.
Well, I might wear it once, and then I'm going to do the same thing you did.
All right. So the Highclimbers, they're next up. They're going to be hitting the road and heading to Aberdeen. That's a very critical game, which would. And we talked about it with Coach Smith in the pregame about the last week. They kind of made sure that they're going to get into the play-in round, which is in week 10, which is in 2 weeks. But it's where they're going to go because 4 teams will get into the play-in round, and it's the top 4 in the league, in the conference. And right now, it's heading into tonight's action. Let's put that. Got to be clear. It's Shelton and Aberdeen. Now Aberdeen's playing Rochester.
Yes.
At Rochester, I believe.
Yeah.
If I were smart,
that should be a good game.
It should be. If I were smart, I'd grab in there and see if we can get the NFHS network feed from Rochester High School,
here in a minute, yeah.
and see if we can't get a score on that. But see, it will likely come down to next week's game to determine number 3 and number 4. The winner would be number 3. The loser would be number 4. We know WF West and Tumwater are going to be
the top 2.
Top 2. And it's interesting, as it was explained, is they go by conference wins. Not win-loss, it's conference wins. The team with the most conference wins is number 1, second most, number 2, so on and so forth. That's how they do it. And then the tiebreakers right now.
Well, let me ask you a question. We were talking a little bit when we were traveling up here. Aberdeen did play Tumwater this year.
Right. It was on their schedule for week 3, I think, and it was scratched off. Now, whether that's COVID, whether that's, we don't know. But it doesn't really count towards the win thing. You have to put the wins up. Because I'm sorry, you go into Tumwater and you're probably going to mark the L column on your team, unless you're Tumwater. I mean, unless maybe you're WF West. But that's just kind of the way. Why would you want to risk any injuries? I mean, Shelton did it, and I think they're stronger because of it. And they were down players as well.
And that's, to add to that, Shelton looks like they have most of their players back. There's a couple missing still.
Missing. Gilman's still out. Matthias Lisam he's here. He's just not suited up at all. He's still got a problem with one of his legs, I believe, is what I was told. I can't remember. Escobedo is, I think he is in quarantine for COVID.
Okay.
I believe that's what it is. I'm not sure. I mean, these are all just speculation. We don't want to violate any HIPAA laws at this point. But that's what we have heard at this point. But next week will be a very fun and critical game. And
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll be down in Aberdeen. It's a road game. It'll be not the last road game. Probably the play-in game will be a road game. But we'll see how that all falls out coming up. Looks like we don't even have to.
Yeah. Well, I get to go back to my hometown.
You get to go back to your hometown, and when I get up our... yeah, we're about ready to resume play. I was expecting
that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be.
They didn't put the 3 minutes up on the clock like they usually do. And I got to get my...
I think we talked as much as we knew how to talk.
That's what I want right there.
Knew or had to say.
Yeah, we always have lots to say, Jerry.
Okay, thanks.
I said we. I was plural. So the Pirates will get the ball to start the third quarter. That means the Highclimbers will be doing the kicking. And let's jump out here and get the clock back up here, I think. There we go. So Kaiser will get it teed up at the 40, and back deep you have...
Looks like number 2.
Number 2, and it's like number 2 on both ends, Jerry.
We're having a hard time reading a couple of the numbers.
Number 2, and I think that's number 3. I think that's both the Pipers back.
Ah.
Here's the run up in the kick. It's high. It's end over end. It'll be taken at the 20. Oop, bobbled. Ball's free. Picked up. And to the 30 on the return, and a great open field tackle there by number 63 for the Highclimbers, and that's Ian Wilsbach. So the Pirates will start out on their 32-yard line, it looks like, 1st and 10.
Okay.
It's going to get the... I'm hoping I have time, and we can get into a break here. I have to switch camera batteries here. Oh, I think I have time for at least a play here. So the Pirates come out with a 1st and 10 on their 32, trailing by a point. Rasmussen will go out of the gun. And it looks like Mackay Piper beside him. A little play action to him, and he'll dump it off for a screen on the outside. And look at that speed. Wow. And a late flag there, late hit. And I believe that is going to be Estrada on the carry, but it might be Brown. I can't tell. That's that 9-8 thing. And they're going to add 15 to this, I believe. Yep, it's going to be a late hit on the Highclimbers to add 15 yards. It was kind of a tackle out of bounds there, Gerry, but that was a first down before. That'll put the ball up inside Highclimber territory.
And that'll be the second first down for Highline.
All the way up to the 41. So another high snap and a handoff. This is Piper up the middle. Stood up and dropped by a host of Highclimbers there after it looks like a 5-yard pickup. Oh, we got a flag down here below us, Gerry. So let's see what the penalty's about. And it looks like it's going to go on the Pirates.
And that'll negate a 5-yard run by
What's
number
a false
3.
start, Gerry? Or probably in this case an illegal formation. Because they didn't blow the whistle right away. So it's an illegal formation. That'll bring it back to the 46.
5-yard penalty.
Right, and a 1st and 15 from there. Rasmussen will go out of the gun again. Man in motion. That is Mackay Piper, and another bad snap. Wow.
And it was smart that he fell on it.
Yeah, those are definitely learning experiences here with bad snaps. That's been the kind of the night for both teams.
A lot of bad snaps, yeah.
More for the Pirates than the Highclimbers, but we've had a couple on both sides, so makes it 2nd down and 20. Ball back at the 44 of Highline. Looks like a Highclimber formation, Gerry. Little play action and a screen pass out here to the near side.
To number 2.
Number 2, that's Piper. Piper gets to the 50 and brought down by Dudley and Chalnick. And also in there is going to be Jaden Ryder. He's been pretty active tonight. Ball at the midfield, right at midfield. 3rd down, and it looks like 19.
That pass was a number 3, wasn't it?
Number 2.
2, I'm sorry.
It's really difficult to tell you. That font is, I think it's a bold font, and that's why. Another snap that's a little off. Rasmussen looking to throw. He'll throw, and it's caught. And boy, oh boy, first down gotten right to Mackay Piper at the 30. Wow. That's how you get your yards, Gerry. You don't need them on chunks, but they're getting them on chunks. So 1st and 10 at the Highclimber 30. So we approach 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Out of the pistol this time. Receiver below us, just out of shot. Another bad snap. Picked up, actually falling on that is going to be Mackey Piper.
Boy, 16-yard loss.
Wow. So 2nd and 26 from the 46.
And you hate to give that credit, to the ball carrier. It's not their fault.
Well, they did a good job at dropping on it.
Yeah.
So getting out of the gun, 3 receivers wide, 2 near side. That one's complete. In the middle of the feed in the field, and this is Micah Piper. Oh, it's Estrada with the catch, sorry.
Yeah, number 8.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the. See, it said 3-8. It's such a difficult font. So 3rd down, and they're going to call that a 5-yard pickup? 21 for the first down. Got to get to the 20 to get the first down. Again, 3 wide. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Man in motion. That was Brown. Back to pass goes. Rasmussen dropped. The ball came out, and the Highclimbers recovered it, and that's Andrews falling on it. And
now, are they going to determine that as a
incomplete
pass or as a fumble? Because was his arm going forward?
There's also a flag in the backfield, too. Wow, This is going to be interesting, folks. Going to work this one out. This looks like it's going to stay with the Pirates, but now let's figure out what the penalty's about. So roughing the passer. No, intentional grounding. They're going to call that intentional grounding. Wow.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that call.
Because it didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. The ball came up. I think it rolled it to where it was picked up.
Okay.
That's what I think. I was actually looking down at my screen here. And I didn't really see it unfold. And folks, I got to make a quick change here. Well, maybe we won't get this. No, we won't. We'll have to wait here. We'll just wait till after this play. It is a 4th down and a punt coming. Evans gets it away under some pressure.
Nice punt.
And Elton will pick it up about the 16. He'll get on his feet and return to 30. Breaks a tackle. 35-40 up the far sidelines into Highline territory. And he's off to the races, Gerry. Nobody's going to catch him. But we do have a flag back where? I thought we had a flag. Highclimbers get a touchdown on that, Gerry. I don't see any flags.
And he caught that ball where? About the 30?
It was actually the 16, Gerry.
16. So, wow. We're looking at a 64-yard run by number 22, Bradley Ellington.
So, Kaiser's on to kick the point after. The Highclimbers are up 13-6 right now. And Kaiser can make it 14. 8:11 to go, 3rd quarter. Waiting for everybody to get set here. And again, the holder is Dudley. There's the snap, right on target. Kick is up. Kick is good. Splits those uprights. 8:11 to go, 3rd quarter. Shelton 14, Highline 6. We'll be right back.
Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is the only source for live high school sports broadcasts in Mason County. Join us every week this school year for another exciting game. If you want to be part of future broadcasts, contact Mason Web TV right now and become a community broadcast partner. A simple phone call, text, or email can put you in the next broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
to 6. 8:11 to go, 3rd quarter. Highclimbers. Well, they strike quick on a punt returned. What was it? 84 yards for the touchdown, and they extend their lead.
I just got a text from.
Here's the kickoff, high end over end kick. Be taken at the 17. Oops. And returned to the 32. And driven back by Tiller, yes. And who was on the return? It looks like it's number 2. What was the text? I'm sorry, Gerry.
Shalanik.
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 Okay. Shalanik. Okay. So Highline will start at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. They're trailing 14-6 with 8:03 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And bad snaps have been the enemy for
They
the Pirates.
They sure have. Not just a couple times either.
Yeah. Rasmussen will come out of the gun. Late arriver there. That is
number 6.
Yeah. lost weight, and the handoff, trying to find some running room and nowhere to go. And the flag comes in late. And that carrier was 29, Gerry. And that was Jermaine Matthews.
He could not run through Blaze Andrews. Blaze was right there. Oh, boy.
I think we might have a penalty here outside of one of the wide receivers for the Pirates. But let's see.
Sean Nick. Well, I don't know why
I'm going to wave it. They'll pick up that flag, so I guess there was no penalty there.
Yeah. Number 14, Shawlonic, was also in on the tackle.
Okay. So a loss of what on the play? Actually, no gain at all.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No, loss of 2. Back to the 30. I thought it was.
Thank you.
It's a body block in the ball I couldn't quite see. So out of the gun goes Rasmussen, hand it off, same play, and again some good defense.
Yeah,
as
43.
Matthews couldn't get by Titler on the play, and he'll end up with what looks like 4 yards. All that dancing around, and he managed to get 4. Brings up 3rd and 8 from the 34. So I see what's wrong. Why I think the ball is where it's not. And I'll tell you that after that play. Out of the pistol will go Rasmussen. 2 receivers far side. Matthews comes out of the backfield. Boom! Dropped. Nice play there. Makowitz and who was on that play?
50.
Is it 50? No, it's a 69, I thought.
59.
I think it was 69, Gerry. It's Jaden Elliott. Busted that play up, and it's 4th down.
Yeah.
4th and it looks like 13.
Yeah, it's 59 right there.
Oh, okay. So that'll bring on Evans.
Boy, Shelton has done such a good job tonight on the run, stopping the run.
Another high snap. Kinney's going to run with it this time. And he's going to get by the defense. Gets up near the 50. He got the first down, Gerry, on a 4th down.
He did.
47 is where they're going to say he jumped out of bounds, and that's a first down for the Pirates.
Yeah, he picked up 16 yards. He is definitely the leading ball carrier.
So the Pirates will have a 1st and 10 from their own 47. 6:08 to go in the 3rd quarter, trailing 14-6. Rasmussen will go out of the gun. Now I'm going to make it a pistol. Matthews the back behind him. Turn around, hand it off to him, looking for some running room. Cuts it up the middle, and he's knocked down by Blaze Andrews, who lost his helmet. And Matthews got across the 50 to the 49 of the Highclimbers. 2nd down, and what, did he get 4 on that?
Now, when they lose the helmet like that, they have to go out one.
I believe so.
One play, yeah.
He's headed to the sidelines, make sure that his helmet is in working order. Pistol formation again, 2 receivers to the far side. Turn around, hand it off. Big back this time. This is number 3. And that's Mackay. Piper to the 28.
Yeah, 21-yard return, or 21-yard carry by number 3. Yeah, he is a big back.
Yeah, they don't have
the weights
or heights
for Highline.
And I'm lucky I got what I got. 3 receivers at this time. Little play action is going to be dumped off, incomplete, intended for number 5. That's Jordan Jackson, incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and 10 from the 28. So 2nd and 10, 5:11 to go, 3rd quarter. Highclimbers with a lead. Highline with the ball. So again, out of the pistol. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Brown goes in motion to the end of the line. Hand off this time. And this is going to be Matthews to the 20, trying to fight and break a tackle. Couldn't quite get it. They'll spot him down at the 19. So he's a yard short.
Gain of 9.
So 3rd and 1 coming for the Pirates. Out of the gun goes Rasmussen. Piper next to him, hand it off to Mackay Piper, and he'll try to cut it up, gets the first down, but he can't get by. There's a Colby Smith with the tackle, and we have a downed Pirate there. Ball spotted at the 16-yard line. And he's going to stay in there, Gerry, the guy who was slow getting up, and he's hobbling up to the line of scrimmage. So 1st and 10 from the 16 are the Pirates. Rasmussen turn around, hand it off. Here's Piper breaking a tackle, fights his way to the 13. That's all the farther he's going to get. Mackay, that's number 3 on the carry, Gerry.
Yeah, 94 was in on the tackle.
That's Ryder. Jaden Ryder with the stop. 2nd down and 7 from the 13. Really do like the yellow line for the soccer box, Gerry. It's the 13 on most fields. High snap again. Hand it off. Here's Matthews. Matthews, he's going to get inside stepped over a high climber and got in the end zone.
13-yard touchdown run.
For Jermaine Matthews. And it's now 12-14. You bet that the Pirates are going to go for 2 here. Try to tie this ball game up with 3:38 to go in the 3rd. Out of the pistol will go Rasmussen. Mackay Piper behind him. Turn around, hand it off to him. High climbers swarm in and knock him there. A loss on the play, and again, a high climber lost his helmet. And again, that's going to be Andrews. Something must be wrong with that strap.
Yeah, Andrew, yeah. He's hit on a lot of tackles, though.
Way to use your head? No, that's not a good thing to say. Anyways, 3:38 to go in 3rd quarter. 14-12. Close ball game here in Burien tonight. We'll be right back.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on.
All right, we're back here.
Yeah, Rasmussen is 9 for 15 so far. It is a pass attempts.
So a 2-point lead for the High Climbers. Evan Kinney has it teed up at the 40 to kick it back to the High Climbers after the touchdown and failed 2-point conversion attempt. Kickoff's going to drive Helleton back to the 5. He'll go straight up the middle, get to the outside, bounces it at the 30, tried to break a tackle, and he falls at the 35. So 1st and 10 for the Climbers at their own 35-yard line.
Where did he pick that ball up?
All right, it was actually more like the 4.
Wow, so he had a nice return, 31-yard return for Helleton.
So the Climbers are going to start out on their 35.
He's had several nice returns tonight.
Goose is going to go out of the gun. Is that Stewart in the backfield with him, or is it Fuller? Can't really, that's Fuller. Fuller is going to go back and make it the pistol as they shift 2 receivers near side, hand off to Fuller. Fuller trying to get by the middle, and he'll end up with 2. Couldn't quite break the grasp of Brown, and they're actually going to give him 1, Gerry. It looked like he might have got 2, but they gave him 1. So 2nd and 9.
But he did have a nice effort there. He looked like he was stopped for no gain and did
end up falling forward rather than back.
Yeah.
To get that yard. So 2 receivers wide below us. Out of the gun goes Goose. Hand off to Fuller. Fuller cuts it back up the middle, and he'll fight his way to the 40.
Gain of 4 on the play. That's his first carry this half.
So 3rd and 5 for the Highclimbers. And it looks like we're going to go hammer package, Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah, Soski's out there. Elton just came on. Makowitz, Tiller. Technically out of the gun goes, actually it's Makowitz, and they'll shift around. And a little faked inside handoff again, and look out. There goes Tiller into the secondary up across the 45 and down to the Highline 43. Wow.
17-yard carry by Tiller.
I mean, that's really difficult to even call, Jerry. It's just because we know what the play is, and the only place they can go is to Tiller up the middle on the direct snap. So the Highclimbers have 1st and 10 on the Highline 43, and they're staying with the hammer. Soski lost that one, and he'll picked it up. He's going to have to run around, and he'll drop for a loss.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's a
about a 12-yard loss.
12-yard loss
Yeah.
back at the 45. So here comes the Goose and company. So the hammer package is out. So 2nd down 22 from the 45 of the Highclimbers. It's a 3-receiver near side set. Trikoff, Jelinek, and Menifee. Outside in. Out of the gun with Fuller is Goose. Long count. Back to pass goes Goose, who's going to go long.
To Trikoff.
Trikoff is there and just off his hand and complete.
Yeah, just a little bit long on the pass.
So 3rd down and 22 from the 45 with 1:04 to go in the 3rd. 2-point lead for the Highclimbers. Shotgun again in the 3-receiver set. Now this has worked really well for the Highclimbers tonight. Back to pass goes Goose. Sets his feet, completes it to Trikoff, and I thought for sure the Pirates had that snuffed out, and Trikoff ends up getting back to about where he caught the ball.
Yeah, good effort by Trikoff.
Right back to the 45 though, and it's 4th down, and here's Stewart on to punt it away.
And that's the 5th completed pass to Trikoff. Unfortunately, no gain on the play.
So Mackay Piper is on to receive the punt from Stewart. He'll pick it up at the 22. Work his way to the 30. Get to the outside, run out of bounds by Tiller.
33-yard punt.
Ball out of bounds at the 35, and the Pirates will take over there. 1st and 10 with 17 seconds to go.
Yeah, he tried to kick it away from the punt returner. Wasn't quite able to do it, but little success there.
So here we go with 17 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter and a 2-point deficit for the Pirates. Rasmussen goes out of the gun. He'll send 2 receivers to the far side. Brown is stood up at the end of the line. Handoff. And this is going to be, out the far sideline. The flag comes in from the secondary, thrown about 30 yards, Jerry. Mackay Piper on the carry on the far side.
Yeah.
But that's coming back, Jerry. I think we have 2 penalty flags, one thrown from the secondary and one thrown by one of the line judges. And they'll pile that up at the 35, and it is a hold on the Pirates.
And that negates a nice run by number 3, Mackay Piper.
Yeah. So 10-yard penalty makes it 1st and 20. Actually, it should be 1st and 21. Back at the 24. So it's going to be 10 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. On a 1st and 21 for the Pirates. It's like Tiller's going to blitz from the corner, and another bad snap. The ball's thrown in. Oh, is it intercepted by? I think it's going to.
Let's see.
They're going to say
they did.
They did. That was Elton who just kind of grabbed the ball right down on the ground, and then the Highclimbers get the second turnover of the ball game.
Yes.
And we're through 3 quarters, Jerry, as the clock went to triple zeros at the end of that play. 14-12, heading to the 4th. Highclimbers with the ball and the lead. We'll be right back.
Mason Health is partnering with Curative to provide no-cost shallow nasal COVID-19 testing. A testing kiosk is located outside 237 Professional Way in Shelton. Kiosk hours are 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays. Testing is available by walk-up or appointment. Test results are delivered electronically within 24 to 48 hours. Schedule an appointment at curative.com. You can find a link in the upper left-hand corner of masonwebtv.com. If you have any questions about COVID-19, symptoms, vaccines, or testing, please contact your provider's office.
So the Highclimbers will start the 4th quarter, and I'm on the wrong end of the field with the ball, and Gerry just corrected me. Go ahead, Gerry.
Yeah, well, just want to give credit to Bradley Ellington for the interception.
Right. And it's the second turnover of the ball game, and Gerry corrected me, it's 1 apiece.
Yeah.
1 for each side. I thought it was 2 on the Highclimbers.
Yeah, interception by each team.
Right. Okay, that's right. Now I'm remembering.
That's okay.
That's why Jerry's here. He keeps me in line.
Oh, you do an excellent job. I don't need to keep you in line.
Highclimbers have the ball on the 32-yard line of the Pirates when we do resume play. I'm not sure what they're doing down here.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Some sort of honor here or some sort of contest.
Some kind of recognition, yeah.
It's a parent two down there. These looks like all parents. Well, no, there's a couple of students out there. Okay. Highclimbers just want to get playing here. They got some momentum heading into the 4th quarter with the ball.
It's always nice to be able to recognize people.
Right. Just don't know who they were. So Highclimbers are out there ready to get to work here on the offense on the 32-yard line of Highline with a 1st and 10 and a 2-point lead. Love to get some points here.
Need some insurance, huh?
Well, anything. You need space against this team, Gerry. Any cushion you can get.
Because they do have a lot of speed.
Yeah, and they can strike so quickly. Out of the gun will go Goose. He's got the 2 receivers to the far side. And they'll shift. I expected the shift. As Tiller goes to the opposite end of the line, turn around, hand it off to Fuller. Fuller in the middle. Grinds it out, and looks like he got to the 29, and that's a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, let's see.
That's a 3-yard pickup.
Okay, thanks.
So 2nd and 7 for the Highclimbers. Goose goes again out of the gun. 2 receivers on the far side. Fuller's still the back in there. Hand it off. No, he's going to play action. Looking long. Got a guy there. It's Soski just over his head. Incomplete. And a good idea, though.
Yes, it was. He was good play call.
So it'll be 3rd down. And here comes the hammer.
Number 23 for us, Jaden Fuller, has had 11 carries for 80 yards. So he's having a good evening.
So 3rd and 7 from the 29 of the Highclimbers. Clock is stopped with 11:32 remaining in the ball game. Yeah, Shelton has a 2-point lead on Highline. We're in Burien tonight. And here's the hammer package and the big shift. And again, quick snap. And, ball came loose, Gerry, and it looks like Highline gets the ball right back.
And that's too bad because it looked like he had a...
Yeah, it was Tiller, and it got poked out.
Yeah, it looked like he was... If he had kept it, it would have been maybe a 1st down for the Highclimbers. But unfortunately, that's the 2nd turnover for the Highclimbers in this game.
Right. So it looks like the Pirates are back in business on their 19-yard line with the 1st and 10. Trying to change the tide here are the Pirates. Pistol formation. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Another high snap, handoff. Good pursuit by the Highclimbers, but they can't bring him down. And this is Clay.
And number 43 on the tackle, and that is Tiller.
Tiller. And that's a 2-yard pickup.
Okay.
A lot of running there just to get 2 yards. Clock is running with 11:07 to go. Selection 11:05 now, and still running. Shelton with a 2-point lead. Highline with the ball. You go 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side, and out of the gun goes Rasmussen. Turn, a little play action, and oh, good. Makowitz knocked that ball down as it left Rasmussen's hand, incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down. Stops the clock with 10:40 to go.
Nice play.
Quick
by
hands.
Ryan.
Quick hands.
Yeah.
Because Rasmussen has a quick release. And he came in with his hands up and he moved it down just like a center blocks a shot.
Yeah, he did a good job.
So 3rd and 8 from the 21. Out of the pistol goes Rasmussen. Brown goes in motion, and there's a false start. So that'll make it 3rd down and 13. Ball goes back to the 16. Do the math on the 5-yard penalty.
You know, it's really interesting. The Highline, one of the students, one of the players is calling some of the plays. Number 15.
Out of the gun. It's Rasmussen. It's got 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Then they switch out of to the pistol. Turn around and hand it off. Highclimbers are there, and they just got to bring them down. Across the 20, and the runner's number 3. And that's Mackay Piper. And he gets to the, he got 6 yards, didn't he, Gerry? He got the 5. 4th down and looks like an 8 for the Pirates. And even if they go into the kicking formation, there's Evan Kinney back there, and he's the leading rusher for the Pirates. He's back to punt. And he's going to boot this one away.
Ooh,
nearly got
close.
to it, and Elton's going to let this one go over his head and take a Pirate bounce inside the 35 to the 32. That's where he'll down it. 31, actually. The Highclimbers will start out there on their own 31.
Nice punt, 47 yards. No return. Good. Took a highline bounce, of course.
Well, Elton just let it go over his head.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a bad idea. I think you want to keep the ball and just run the clock.
No, it was smart what he did.
Yeah, it's 9:50 to go in the ball game. 2-point lead for the Highclimbers. Soski goes wide to the far side. Pistol formation for Goose, and Fuller the back behind him. Turn around, hand off to Fuller straight up the middle. Got a block, and that hole closed, but not until he got to the 40, Gerry.
Yeah, it looks like about an 8, maybe 9 yard. Let's see where they spot it. 9 yards.
9 yards, yeah. That's going to be a 2nd and 1 for the Highclimbers. Out of the gun will go Goose this time. Those 2 receivers to the far side.
Oh.
I was wondering if they're going to do the shift on this one, and I think half the team were thinking they should have. And there's a 5-yard penalty. So it makes it 2nd and 6 now. Ball back to the 35. So it's Trikoff and Soski out wide to the far side. Trikoff the wide out and Soski in the slot. Out of the gun goes Goose, and another little flinch by a lot of the people on the line, and another 5 yards, Gerry.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden they're going backwards. This is what kind of happened again when they were in that, when they got the ball down about this spot in the field, and they couldn't punch it in. They went backwards, and so it's now 2nd and 11 from the 30.
Yeah, they've picked up 80 yards and penalties so far.
It's been their Achilles heel, I believe. Akowitz goes in motion. Out of the gun is Goose. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be dropped at about the 16. Forward progress should put him at the 16. And that'll bring up 3rd down. I'll put it down at the 17, Jerry. And it's 3rd and quarter of a century here.
So that was, okay. I wasn't watching.
It was a loss on the play.
Yeah.
Pistol formation for Goose. He's got 2 receivers to the far side. It's 3rd down. And here's a couple of guys in motion. High snap, turn around, hand it off to Fuller. Fuller, actually this is Ellerton. Ellerton breaking tackles. Look at that guy go all the way up to the 40, Jerry.
Very close to 1st down, about a yard shy, looks like.
He was stopped twice at least before he got that far out to the 40. They're spotted at the 39. He's 2 yards short.
Yeah, 22-yard run.
It's 4th and 2. Do you punt or you go to your... it's 4th down. And they're going to go out of the pistol. Here comes a blitz.
They're going to go with a hard count here.
You think?
See what happens, yeah.
And the shift has a quick snap. Here's Ellerton. Ellerton breaks it into the secondary, spun down at the 45.
Good for another 1st down for the Highclimbers, and that's 10 1st downs now for Shelton.
Aside from a couple of runs, Ellerton and a couple of returns, Ellerton's pretty fresh, Jerry.
Yes, he has not had very many carries.
It's 1st and 10 from the 45, 7:24 to go in the ball game. Clock is running. The Highclimbers with a 2-point lead and the ball. Out of the pistol, and here's the shift again. 2 receivers to the far side. Turn around, hand it off to Ellerton. Ellerton, just...
Look at that effort.
He got kind of caught by, somebody grabbed his ankle. There's a flag at the end of the play, though. And Ellerton picked up maybe 4 yards on that. 3 or 4, but there is a penalty flag.
Yeah, it looks like it might be going against Shelton.
Oh, we have a face mask indication, Jerry, the initial indication. Came at the end of the play, the flag did.
Yeah, okay.
So let's see what they're going to call.
All right, well, 15-yard penalty.
15-yard and the face mask penalty. And that gives the Highclimbers a 1st down. And that puts the ball all the way up to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Highclimbers. 7:04 to go in the ball game, and the Climbers are clinging to the 2-point lead. Goose goes out of the gun. And there's the shift. Turn around, hand off. Fuller's back in there. He's trying to find some running room up the middle. Gets inside the 25. And they'll mark him down at the 24,
yeah,
Jerry.
4-yard run.
There, call that a 3.
Okay.
Almost give him 4, Jerry.
Okay.
2nd and 7, another high snap. Here's Fuller again, bounces into the middle and dives for the 15. I think they're going to mark him down at the 16. That's a 1st down, Jerry.
Yeah. 8-yard run.
6:20. Well, they stopped at 6:23. They'll wind the clock when they set the chains. It's a 1st and 10 for the Highclimbers on the 16 of Highline. Again out of the gun, and they'll shift again. This shift is really working, and I think somebody moved forward this time. What do we have? Timeout by the Pirates, so we'll step aside. 6:09 to go in the ball game. 14 for Shelton, 12 for Highline. Climbers have the ball.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
6:09 to go in the ball game. 14-12 is our score. The Highclimbers have a 1st and 10 on the Highline 16-yard line.
Yeah, Jaden Fuller has over 100 yards now, averaging 7 yards per carry.
He's in there in the backfield with Goose. Again, the shift. High snap, handled well. Fuller nowhere to go this time, and the Pirates bust in there and break that one up.
Loss of 2, what, loss of 1? Okay.
Ends up being a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Ball back at the, looks like the 17.5. Goose again goes out of the gun. And then the shift goes on as Makowitz and Tiller go to the other end. Little handoff to Fuller again. Looking for the 15. He'll get across the 15 to the 14. Brings up 3rd down. Looks like 4 yards, 5 yards on the carry, Gerry.
Yes, let's give him 4.
Okay.
He's at 104 yards right now on 16 carries.
It's like 3rd and 8 coming. Ball's on the 14-yard line. 1st down marker is at the 6. Again, the shift. Fuller goes behind Goose. Turn around, hand it off to Fuller. Fuller straight up the middle, trying to fight for the 10. I think he's going to be topped at the 11. And that brings a 4th down. Now here's a decision for you. Do you go for it here at the 4th down and go with your hammer package, or do you kick the field goal? Here comes the field goal attempt.
Okay.
But I don't know how good 5 points is going to get you if you make this, Gerry.
Yeah.
With the explosive offense that the Highline Pirates have.
I think I would have. I'm not.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, they know they're.
They
know. This will be looks like a 28-yard field goal, 27-yard field goal. Waiting for the snap. Low snap. They came after him. Kick is up. Is it on target? Nope, it's hooked it just a little bit to the left.
It had the distance.
It did have the distance and it had the height. It just wasn't on target. So the attempt goes off and 4:06 to go, and the Pirates will get the ball at the 20. 1st and 10 for Highline, trailing by 2. And I got to admit, Gerry, this is not what I expected tonight out of this ball game.
I am so pleased with Shelton tonight.
I am very pleased at what's going on here on the field.
They've done so well on the, especially on the run game.
So 4:06 to go. Highline has the ball. They trail by 2, 14-12. Out of the pistol go Rasmussen. Turn around, hand it off, and here's Clay. Just nowhere to go. Just swarmed under. First guy there is going to be Andrews, cleaned up by Makowitz and Ryder, and who else was in on there? Gerry, Gooley in there as well. Just a whole host of high climbers.
A loss of 6 on the play.
Back to the 14-yard line. Rasmussen back to pass. He's got to step up. He throws it. That ball's up and he grabs. Another interception. That's 2 interceptions by Elton, Gerry.
Yeah, it sure is.
And another. He's just ball hawking tonight. And the Highclimbers get the ball back on the 26-yard line. And that was just a bad decision by Rasmussen to throw that ball up there. And then he got hit and the ball just kind of flailed around like a wounded duck. And Elton dove for it and got another interception. That's 2 interceptions for Elton. Quite a game here.
Are we at 2-2 now?
We are 2-2 now. So Highclimbers have the ball, 1st and 10 on the 26. Here's the hammer package. And a handoff to Elton. Elton, big hole up the middle. And he's going to be dropped at the 15-yard line, Gerry. That's an 11-yard pickup.
Yeah, another first down. That is 13 first downs for Shelton. And that was, what, 11-yard run?
Right, yeah. They'll wind the clock with 3:20 to go.
You know, that just tells you that our league might be pretty tough.
Might be.
You know,
Tumwater. WF West.
And Shelton.
Shelton. Staying with the hammer package are the Climbers. Fuller's going to run things. He'll hand it off again to Elton. Elton has some blockers. He's picking his way, trying to find some movement, some place to go, and he did get a couple of yards. So Gerry to the 13.
And you brought out something I thought was very important. Elton's got fresh legs.
Fresh legs.
Although he's played defense all night.
Right.
He's Mr. Defense tonight,
All
along
right.
with Blaze Andrews and a few others.
The High Climbers' defense has just stepped up tonight. Again, the hammer package. 2:20 to go on the game clock. 2-point lead for the High Climbers. Fuller has the hammer. He's going to run things, taking that clock down. Waiting for the arm to go up in the secondary on that play clock with 5 seconds. There it goes. Wait for the snap. And Fuller's going to take it himself right up the middle, and he's going to hit that end zone. Touchdown.
13-yard touchdown run by
Jake Fuller, yeah. High Climbers increase their lead.
He's at about 120 yards now tonight.
So it's now 20-12, and a very important extra point coming here. As Kaiser's on to kick the point after. Dudley's the hold. Now remember that they came after him on the field goal attempt. But it was about 10 yards further down the field. Here they come. They're going to get an offsides on this one. Kick is good, actually.
Yeah.
But I think that the Pirates jumped before the snap. And Menifee's saying, no, we'll refuse the penalty, and that gives the point. That's what everybody's yelling different things here. Penalty would be half the distance. And, you know, I got to say, if they're going to go half the distance,
well, if
they're going to refuse it. They're going to say that they're going to do it again. I would go half the distance and put my hammer package back out there myself.
Well, they only need 1 point
Well,
to make
I
it 2 scores.
Right, I understand that. Here they come again. Spot is down. The ball is down. Kick is up. Is it good? It is good. I mean, he's sending that ball into the parking lot next door. So the High Climbers extend their lead to 21-12. We're going to under 2 minutes to go. Go ahead, Gerry.
Boy, I tell you, what a game tonight, High Climbers. Highline is going to have to score twice. I mean,
we can see
we got a minute 57. Okay, the only way they're going to ever get two scores is score and then do an onside kick. Yeah.
And you're right, Gerry. This is, that's why we're up here in the booth calling the game. We're not on the field doing the chess match that it is.
Well,
either way, the Climbers are getting ready to kick it back. 1:57 remain in the ball game. They have extended their lead, and you want to know something, Gerry? They have led from the beginning of this game.
They sure have. They started off by scoring the first touchdown, making it 7-0.
And they've just kept held off. It's just pretty much it. They've held off Highline tonight. And this is a very quality ball team.
Yeah, they
in
were
Highline.
5-0 in league.
Yeah, 5-0, 6-1. Here's the run up on the kick, and it's a short kick that Clay's going to take at the 40, or I'm sorry, the 30. He'll get to the 36. He's still not down on there, Gerry.
Good coverage, though.
Good coverage. The High Climbers are just holding on to ankles and legs and shoelaces and not letting anybody go anywhere tonight.
Yeah.
Do we have a flag down? No. See, you see right there, down there at the 35, Gerry, there's that little thing in the field. And I keep thinking those are flags. I don't even know what they are.
Yeah. Well, is Ellington going to get a third?
Who knows at this point, Gerry? It's a timeout on the field by, I think, the High Climbers. Somebody's not happy.
Yeah.
Ghost. So 21-12 is the score. 1:49 remain in the ball game. It's 1st and 10 for Highline. They're on their own 36-yard line. And as Gerry mentioned, they have to get a touchdown because they're trailing by 9. Got to get 2 scores here. And we haven't really seen their the place kicker tonight, Gerry, for the Pirates.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 for the Pirates. Rasmussen goes out of the gun. It's on the 36-yard line. Brown goes in motion. Bad snap again. Rasmussen picks it up on the run. He's going to throw, heave it long, and it gets, oh boy, that didn't even get to the line of scrimmage, Gerry. No flag.
There was no flag.
But it didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He was out of the pocket by far there. He was way back. So I guess that's, I wouldn't think that that would be intentional grounding. I wouldn't think so because he was flushed out with a bad snap. So 2nd and 10 from the 36. That's probably why there was no flag thrown, because the ball was over his head. So Rasmussen will go out of the gun again. He's got 2 receivers below. And Clay goes in motion. He'll get the swing pass, then it's over his head.
And it was near, I think it was close to being intercepted. Number 27 on the coverage.
Yeah, I think that the Clay kind of saw Dudley coming after him and thought, I don't think I can get this ball and take a big hit. So it's 3rd and 10 from the 36.
Tobin Dudley on the coverage for the Highclimbers.
And he's lining up offsides at the moment.
Yeah.
So 2 receivers below us, 1 far tight formation. Brown standing up at the end of the line. Here's the snap. Again, it's a little high. Rasmussen will dump it off to Brown. Brown catches it, and he's stuck there at the 40. I'm sorry, the 36. So that's a 4-yard pickup in the 4th down. So at this point, I think you got to go if you're Highline, Gerry. We're approaching a minute 20.
Gain of 5 on that play?
4.
4. Okay.
4th and 6 from the 40. Clay goes out of the backfield again. Rasmussen looking. He's going to tuck it under, and he's not going to get the yards needed. He's dropped at the 42. Whitney and Tiller in there on the play.
And Shelton's got the ball, and they're going to just take a knee, I would imagine.
Well, that may be a good call there on your part, Coach. 1:02 remaining in the ball game, and a 9-point lead for the Highclimbers, 21-12. Yeah, you're right. They're getting in their victory formation here. As Fuller goes back to the 45, that is about 13 yards off, and Goose. And it'll go out of the pistol, basically. This is their kneel-down formation. He'll take the knee, start the clock. I think that I thought that Highline had at least 1 timeout remaining, and they take it right there to stop the clock. It's 2nd down, and it'll be 2nd and 17.
Now, do you make that a loss?
I don't know. I would say no.
I would say no, too.
And they stop the clock at 57 seconds. I think you run a regular offensive play here. Because if that is not the Highline's last timeout, I don't know what is. I didn't count the timeouts. Did you, Gerry?
Not this half, no.
No, actually, they're on the board. Why don't I look at the board? They have 1 left. Highclimbers have 2, if that is accurate.
But after another timeout, they're still going to have
I got to snap the
2
ball.
plays, and
yeah,
they can
snap the ball.
Just run it out.
I think you still run an offensive play here, personally. But then you do run the risk of the ball being stripped.
Yeah, I would just take it.
Take another knee again.
Yeah.
Maybe you run around a little bit. Yeah. Goose will take the knee.
Okay.
And another quick timeout. And 3 seconds went off the clock. And that'll be all the timeouts that Highline has.
Yeah, they'll have 2 plays. Shelton will have 2 plays left, and they'll take the knee, and that's it.
And the ball is now going to be 3rd down and 22, as if it matters at this point.
I guess I could start figuring out statistics.
You could. So 54 seconds remain in the ball game. 9-point lead for the Highclimbers. They have a 3rd down and 22, and they have the lead at this point. And they've taken a knee a couple of times. They'll take another knee, we're assuming. And the Pirates cannot stop the clock after this snap. Goose takes his time and just settles under. And the clock will run. I think they're going to have to take one more snap, Gerry.
Yeah.
Very, very close to it.
Yeah, it's going to.
I still think if they just ran a little offensive play, we'd be done.
Yeah, that's true.
But a lot can happen. So it's 4th down and 27 at this point. Clock is going down, 25 seconds. We'll keep our eye on this referee right here, Gerry, and see when he raises his hand. Here it is, 5 seconds remaining. And a snap. Well, Highclimbers are going to take a timeout. The Highclimbers are going to take a timeout with 8 seconds remaining. So since we do have a timeout, do we want to step aside here, Gerry, or?
Yeah, I think we could.
Well, I think we'll just keep it here on the field and tell you that the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton is proud to sponsor and support the High Climber football program. Their commitment to Shelton and Mason County is unmatched. If you know anybody that needs to sell or buy real estate, reach out to the Conklin team. They would be honored to help. When it comes to real estate, there is no substitute for local knowledge. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton, 360-426-4401. 360-426-4401. So they're going to punt it this time. Stewart's on to punt it away. 8 seconds remain. I think you just let Stewart run around and run out the clock. We'll see. There's the snap. It's on target. Gets a nice high but short kick that Piper just says stay away from. And now the ball's still going. Kenny will pick it up. And that will be it, Gerry. 21-12. Shelton Highclimbers come in and take care of business on the road. Long road trip and a quality football team. And the Highclimbers come away with a 21-12 win. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. Wrap this thing up. This is Mason Web TV powered by HCC. We'll be back in a minute.
We all depend on them for medical emergencies, to keep our highways safe, and to get back on the road. And emergency responders depend on us to watch for them, to slow down and move over. We do it for the people out there taking the risks while helping others, and the people who care about them, because most of us agree that we all share a responsibility for safety on our roads.
Kids will be kids, which just goes to say kids will be curious. They get into everything, everything. If there's a loaded firearm in the house, they could get their hands on that too. Keeping firearms locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition in a place inaccessible to kids can help keep your loved ones safe from family fire. Safe gun storage saves lives.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Well, it's a final in Burien. Shelton Highclimbers come into Highline Memorial Stadium and knock off the Highline Pirates 21-12. They actually slowed down one of the highest scoring teams in 2A, actually number 2 scoring team in 2A, to take them out 21-12. Next up for the Highclimbers, they return to Evergreen Conference play at Aberdeen. We'll be on hand for that game, that Evergreen Conference game, next Friday. The Pirates also return to conference play and take on King Co foe Interlake, and that'll be a good battle for them, as Interlake they've always traditionally been a pretty tough opponent. And
yeah, they're 3-1, aren't they?
3-1 in the league. I don't know what their overall record is off the top of my head, but I do know that traditionally that's the team that comes out of the 2A, and they used to be a 2A school playing in a 3A conference, and they would have to dominate their conference and then play in to get into the 2A playoffs. And one year they rolled over, I believe it was North Mason, Gerry, a few years back. So Highclimbers, a good job. Do you need more time there, Gerry? Or are you
just about ready?
Just about ready. What else can we say here? We had a quality win for the Highclimbers, and this is exactly what the coaching staff wanted out of tonight's performance road win. And Gerry's ready for some final statistics.
I am, and I'm going to start off with Highline. As far as statistics are concerned, they had 8 first downs. They were 9 for 20 in the passing game, and that was the freshman, number 1, Ronan Rasmussen. And he like I said, he completed 9 of 20 passes for 159 yards. So he did, did a pretty good job.
Pretty good, yeah.
He had, like you said, he had a pretty quick release. On the ground, Highline was not very effective. They had 27 carries for 25 yards. That's an estimate. I'm pretty close. So if you add the 25 yards to the 159 in the air, you have 184 yards total for Highline. The thing that hurt Highline was a lot of bad snaps.
Right.
A lot of high snaps, a few low snaps, and that made it real tough, especially on their running game. And the leading ball carrier for Highline was their punter, and he had 2 carries for 31 yards.
Evan Kinney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, they had 1 touchdown, a 75-yard touchdown pass to number 2, and that was Micah Piper. And the point after attempt was no good. They tried 2 times to on the point after attempts.
Right.
I think they wish they had probably kicked it, the point after attempts, and at least that would have then made it 1 score that they had to make at the end instead of 2 scores.
That first one they set up as they were going to kick it, and then they ended up trying to fake it, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I think they were trying to sneak in and let's get out in front on the 2-point conversion, and it didn't quite work.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Gerry.
Highline, yeah, thank you. Highline also had a 13-yard touchdown run by Jermaine Matthews. So they had 2 touchdowns. The 2-point point after attempts were no good, and so they had a total of 12 points. They had 8 penalties for 60 yards, and so that was the statistics for Highline. Now let's go to Shelton. Let's see how they did. Shelton had 13 first downs. They were 8 for 16. They got all their passing yardage in the first half. And they had 62 yards, and the leading receiver was Dante Trikoff, and he caught a pass for 7 yards, 14, 8, and 11. So that would add up to 40 yards on 5 passes caught by Dante. Gabe Menifee caught 2 passes. His biggest pass was for 12 yards. And Luke, number 14, Luke Solonik, caught a pass for 8 yards. And also Solonik looked really good on defense. Now, let's look at the rushing for the Highclimbers. The Highclimbers had 186 yards on the ground. So if you add the 186 yards on the ground with the 62 yards in the air, they had 248 yards compared to the Highline offense of 159. And, that's great. I mean, they basically shut down Highline except for those 2 long passes.
Right.
And, when you can hold a team to only, 25 yards on the ground.
Wow.
And you look at Blaze Andrews, you look at several of the others, Tiller, think of a few others. I mean, and then, of course, add on to that Bradley Ellington, 2 interceptions.
Right.
And
his kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah, and he had a kickoff return, number 22, Bradley Ellington, 66-yard return. And then he had another return of 31 yards. Now, number 14 also had 2 nice returns, one for 34 yards and one for 29. So Solonik also had nice returns. And played well on defense. Penalty-wise,
still a problem.
Yeah, it is. Not so bad in the second half. They had 7 penalties for 55 yards in the first half. In the second half, they only had 3 penalties, and that was for a total of 25 yards. So, yeah, they were able to cut it down a little bit. Brendan Kaiser. Let's go with the scoring summary right now.
Go ahead.
Tiller had a 3-yard touchdown run. That made it 7-0. Then they tried a field goal, which was no good, but that was from 45 yards out.
Yeah. You don't see that very often in high school at all.
No, you don't. And then there was a 64-yard return by Bradley Ellington. And then they tried another field goal, which was no good. And then, of course, the 13-yard touchdown run by Fuller, and the point-after attempt afterwards was good by number 6, Brendan Kaiser. So, the kicking game looked good. The punt returns were great, and we dominated them. As far as first downs, 13 first downs to 8, and 248 yards total compared to 159 yards for Highline. And like you said, or I said, hey, that just tells you a little bit about our league.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tumwater would have a probably easy note to go tonight.
I think they're telling us we got to wrap it up. Jerry, lights just went off.
Is that right?
I think so. We better wrap it up. You have anything else to add before we wrap this thing up?
I don't. I think it's time. And thank you, audience. I look forward to
next week.
Talking next week to you in Aberdeen.
Right. So again, next week the Highclimbers will travel to Aberdeen to wrap up Evergreen Conference play, likely to solidify their 3rd place. Hopefully, it'll be for 3rd and 4th in the conference, and the 3rd and 4th seed heading into the play-in game the following week, and we'll be on hand for that. We will talk to you then. Thanks for joining us.
If you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, please give us a like. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter with @MasonWebTV. Also consider subscribing to Mason Web TV's Facebook page and or YouTube channel, and remember to hit that bell to be notified the next time we go live. This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, was made possible by Mason Health. United Community, empowered people, exceptional health. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate in Shelton. When it comes to real estate, there's no substitute for local knowledge. The Shelton Highclimbers Football Booster Club, benefiting players in the Shelton High School football program by raising funds, organizing volunteers, and building community support. And by Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected since 1934.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.